Good morning. Good morning, everybody. All right. It's good to be here. If you know you're excited to be here, just give me a little. How many of us are excited to be here today? Thank you very much. So, this program was curated for every one of us here because it's so obvious that all members need to be handled carefully and needs to be guided. So we're going to start now, and I think we'll be starting with the national anthem and the national prayer. So should we assign somebody to lead us in that? Okay. It's going to be projected. All right, thank you very much. So can we all rise up? Are you playing the audio for the read it? All right, so we are going to start within the count of 3. So the stanza 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Nigeria, we hail our own dear native land. No tribe at all may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria's all and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace of our to honor, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children our banner with our saints. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. The national prayer. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Thank you very much. We may be seated. All right, so on behalf of Mind the Gap, I want to welcome every one of us to this session of the Good2Go program. It's called Post NYSC Career Readiness Program. Now, quite a number of things that our wonderful facilitators will be giving us a lot of insights, right? Things that are very beneficial to our personal growth, our development, and also our trajectory in the next coming phase of our life. So first, you're going to join me, welcome, with the name of Mayowa, to take us on why we are here and what is the Good2Go all about. Let's jam our heads together.
Good morning, everyone. All right, I sincerely want to say thank you for showing up.
Please send me your portfolio.
It's like 3 short notice, right? Am I right? Yeah, so I sincerely want to say thank you to you all for showing up. It really does mean a lot to us in MindTheGap, and we really appreciate you.
So we really appreciate you. And firstly, I want you to help me celebrate yourself by putting your hands together for yourself. So now let me tell you why I said you should first of all celebrate yourself. Not everybody who started this NYSC were able to finish it. At the same time, not everybody who started this same NYSC, this CDS, was able to finish it. Some people left, some people were removed, and some people found their way. But here you are, seated here, dressed gorgeously, looking so handsome and beautiful, showing up here for the Good2Go program physically in Abuja. And not just in Abuja, MindTheGap's new office, and we call it African Demographic Dividend Office. Please, can we put our hands together for yourself? All right, very quickly, I'm just going to run through this so that our facilitators are going to do justice to the reasons why we are here. And moving forward, we're talking about the Good2Go and Talent Stream Program, NYSC Winding Up Job Creation and Employability Program. Definitely, one thing that MindTheGap has been big on is to ensure that everyone who has passed through our system, everyone who has come through MindTheGap or encountered MindTheGap, either through the interplatoon debate, where we first of all start getting ambassadors into the CDS from 2008 till date. MindTheGap has been a big partner with NYSC. And our goal is to ensure that everyone who passed through this CDS or passed through MindTheGap, one, you're either employable, you start a job, or you further your education. Hence, we say this every time we find ourselves anywhere. Arguably, we have the best NYSC CDS, not because we are bragging, but because the activities that has been placed before us is geared towards these things here, to ensure that you are creating a job or you are employable. So the question is, are you still complaining about the government, or you have started something that is making you, or that has made you, an active economic agent contributing to the GDP of the country, or you're still complaining like the government is coming to your rescue? Let's move further. Now, we have the options, like I made mention of: get a job, start a business, go back to school. And not for everybody, the last one is probably become an intern. And you can also start a career. This start a career falls back to probably you starting a business, right? You're moving too fast. Please go, please. Yes. So it's either you want to actually, please, can you come down a little? Thank you. So there are so many options listed here. So I want to crave your indulgence. If you're not writing, please help me jot. Open your notepad, because I know everything can't stay in your head, right? Definitely. Everything can stay in your head. So we don't want it to be like a normal seminar where you come and afterwards you're going back home, not taking anything tangible. Whether you like it or not, even if you have a job, you're not yet there. You can be better. Even if you started your master's, you're not yet still there. So whether you like it or not, if you're seated under the sound of our voice and you can hear us wherever you can find yourself, the first thing we want you to put at the back of your mind is to never, never be comfortable with where you find yourself. Because leaders are individuals that learn every day. If you don't learn every day, then you're not ready for growth. So thank you so much for actually bringing out your notepad and your phones to write. So we said this is a job creation. Good2Go program is a job creation and employability program for every core member that has passed through MindTheGap and NYSC in general. So, but you guys are so privileged because we are focused on you people that have passed through our CDS to others. So now you are the light to push out to those persons that are actually outside listening to us. Let me run through. So now the Good2Go program is focused on the things I made mention. Let me speak about the options again. The options start from either one, you get a job, two, start a business, go back to school, become an intern, or start a career research. Now, let's run through. Hello. Down. Just calm down. Calm down. Down, please. Still calm down. Just keep calming down. Yes, it's okay. I'm emphasizing on this. Let's start with what determines if you can get a job. What determines if you can start a business? What determines if you can go back to school? The determinants of these options. So you can get a job, but if you don't have the qualification, you can't get the job. Do you agree with me? So you can't talk about the options without talking about the determinants. You can't talk about the determinants without talking about the determinant description. Yes, I studied mass comm. It's not enough for me to be employed. Are we right? So I have the qualification, but if I don't have the determinant qualification, the determinant description, if I don't have those qualities, the long story short is I can either be underpaid or I won't be employed. Are we together? Are we together? Now you have the greatest opportunity right now because it is not too late to start now. Hence, when you started this CDS, one of the emphases I know we used to make is you start thinking of the end of your NYSC days from when you start. It's a mantra in MindTheGap, it's a mantra in our CDS. And I'm so sure that most of us have started so much. And I believe most of us are still going to get better and do better. Right. So let me run through your qualification to get a job. Firstly, employer's choice. You have the required mix of qualification for a specific job, organization, grade, age, attitude, experience, relationship. Now, let me emphasize on just three things under here. One, attitude. Attitude. Most of us have the qualification, but we don't have the attitude. Most of us have the qualification, but we don't know how to speak to people. Common soft skills we don't have. And that's why most of us cannot even stay in an organization for 3 months, 6 months, and we're saying that job is too toxic. That's the real word, my mental health. But meanwhile, we as a person, we don't have the perseverance. We cannot grow, we cannot learn, and we cannot adapt. Attitude. Back to the conversation. Now, even if you don't have the specific requirements of that job, please ensure you are able to work with what we call relationship. Relationship. Most of the people that you see out there, and most of the people you see doing great things, are there because people spoke about them. Are we together? I'm a testimony of that. I'm working in MindTheGap today, and not because I submitted my CV directly. I was recommended to the CEO and founder of MindTheGap. And since then till date, I have been working with MindTheGap. Relationship. It means that what your skills and your competence can't do for you, relationship can do it for you. Hence, anytime I speak to you in the CDS, I say one, please, the people seated close to you, get to know them. Because you don't know where they are going to come up for you. Relationship. So we speak about the qualification. Yes. Thank you. We speak about the qualification. We speak about who is this? Who is this? Please. Please go up a little. Right. Thank you. Sorry about that. So we speak about the qualification, we spoke about the attitude, we spoke about the experience and the relationship. Join me as I roll through. Start a business, a solution. Every business owner has a solution. The question is, your business, whose solution is it providing? And if your solution is for a limited set of people, there is a tendency that you need to upscale. If not, you will give up very soon. Because you get frustrated by trying to please these few people and you get tired because you're not upscaling and you're not thinking beyond the box. Are we together? So now, if you are starting a business, you need to have a solution. And your solution needs to be scalable. Compensation. Now, you have a clearly defined socio-economic answer in form of a product, service, project, or program for a specific market space. I just told you about your audience. Now, if you're selling pure water, is your service for everybody? Is it for everybody? Give me your answers now. Is it for everybody?
Depends on the thing you got.
So definitely every service has their target audience. Not everybody. Not everybody is using sugar as sugar is sweet.
Sure.
Are we together? But you should ensure that your service, a layman can actually acquire that service. If not, you will be stranded. As big as Dangote is selling sugar, as big as Dangote is selling salt, do you know what the strategy is? To ensure that the common man can get your product. And if Dangote is sleeping, his product is selling and he's making money. Because you can't do without salt. Talk to me now. In Nigeria, can you build house without cement? You want to go and use wood and build house in Nigeria? So you see, you should ensure that when you're starting a business, you ensure that the layman can actually get your services. At the same time, your branding, it is very important. Let me run through with us to go back to school requirements. Everyone who wants to go back to school, ladies and gentlemen, it is not at the end of the service here you start applying. You start applying before the end of the service here. But funny enough, it's still fine, right? Because if you want to do your master's, you can actually start applying. They have an open time for the schools in the abroad, right? Sometimes is in February to May, and some start from September to January. So they are different timing. So it is not too late. But firstly, you need to actually identify the schools you want to go for and why you want to go to that school. Funny enough, most of us want to do masters, but we have not even started looking at the universities. At the moment, most of us want to even start a business, but we have not started. Most of us want to get a white collar job, but we have been thinking, where will I apply? Apply first now. Just keep applying. Send out these CVs. Go to those places. We're moving forward. Now, how to go back to school? You know you need to have the requirements. You know your grade, the school, right? You cannot just go to any school. You have to work with the school's requirements. Abi? And some schools, you cannot apply when you have third class, second class upper, second class lower. You must get 2-1 above. Do you understand? So these are the informations, you know the requirements of what you need, how to apply for them, and to ensure that you're speeding up to do all of those things. Now, let's come to becoming an intern. Special skill. So earlier this morning, while we were trying to still put all of us together, I saw one of us and we were having a conversation. And I said, what do you do? And the person says, I'm a data analyst. I served in this organization and I was doubling to work in this other organization. Now, this is what this person said. He said, because I want to also scale up, I am not going to work where I served. Where I was working and they were paying me, that is where I am going to start up from. Do you understand what this person is doing now? What is this person doing? Sorry about that. So this person is becoming an intern. And becoming an intern means that you have a skill. And if you don't have a skill, ladies and gentlemen, you need to start getting a skill. Most of us are not having skill. And you don't expect somebody to put you in his organization without you even having the nudge or you want to learn, the drive. I think that's the word, the drive. So I want to be a HR and I'm not even close to anybody that is doing HR, or I want to learn through anybody that is doing HR. You know, definitely when I want to apply in that organization, there's no way that person would even look at me, except my family. Then they just put you there. And long story short, you're not picking anything from there because that's not where your core purpose is. Now, I'll just come straight to start a career research. So I think this works with this because while you're waiting, you should be able to do research, right? So the time that you're waiting is the time of your making. If you waste the time you're waiting, you don't try to make yourself to be better, it's going to be obvious because your mates are going to be actually doing something progressive while you are still left behind. Now, how can you ensure that your waiting time is not going to be reduced to nothing? One, connect with the right set of people. Network with people. Go for seminar. Take personal development courses on the skills you're interested in. Go for mentorship. Join fellowships and communities that can help you grow. One thing you should not do, don't sit idle. Don't sit idle. Because you need to wear the cap of a problem solver. If you're not a problem solver, people will run away from you. People would only join you and complain about the country. Meanwhile, they are actually going back and doing something that will help them to be productive, that they will not come and ask you for urgent 2K. Are we together? Are we together? All right. So let's go down. I think I'm not going to emphasize on the profile of a premium graduate. So the premium graduates, let's go down. Let's go down. So I just move from here. All right. So he said job search / career development checklist. I think this is very important, and this is the one I'm going to use to wrap up today. Job. Please go up a little. Up. Yes. Job search and career development checklist. So please, if you're not writing before, you write this one for me. And for me, if you don't write it first, just keep it from your dictionary or your diary. Job search and career development. Now, the first thing you should be able to do, personal orientation. Personal orientation about any job you're going for, anything you want to do. You need to, first of all, get personal orientation. Employers are looking for a solution, not a problem. So, first, personal orientation. No employer is looking for a problem to solve. If they are coming, what solution are you bringing to my organization? Once you cannot provide any solution, then you have no use in my organization. Are we good? Yes. Secondly, research. A job is a problem-solving endeavor. Please repeat after me. A job is a problem-solving endeavor. Let's repeat it again. A job is a problem-solving endeavor. That's the truth. So every employer is trying to provide a solution to a problem. So once you join the organization, please don't add to the employer's problem. Let's go to the third one. Sorry, I'm running through because of my time. Appropriate qualification. Review your grade in line with the prevailing requirements and strategy. Strategize your way to the job career that you're looking for. So every CV does not work for every employment. So why you need to so the HR person in the house is going to speak to us and tell us about that. So you should ensure you're able to review your grades for the applications you're actually going for. The fourth one is preparation of CV. So CVs that suit the job you're applying for. Not all CVs are generic. Not all jobs you can use every one CV for all jobs. No, there are different qualifications and different things they're looking for. Next slide, please. Can we go down? Then the fifth one is practice GMAT, GRE, etc. Practice and get yourself into the study group and treat all available questions you can find. So most organizations, most things you're going for the interviews, there are questions already that they've asked other people. And you know there are generic questions employer would always ask for any interview sometimes. Do you understand? It's just like saying you're going for an accounting employment. You know definitely there are questions they will definitely ask you, right? So you need to practice for that. The sixth one is develop a systemic way of scouting for vacancy. Most of us, we have our phones, but we don't even know how to actually look for jobs. Please, can we turn off our phone? Let's go to our phone, go to your Google engine, go to your search engine. Let's do something. Jobs near me. Let's do jobs near me very quickly. Jobs near me. Check now. Just put jobs near me. Jobs. Normal job now. Job. You look for job. Job near me. Job near me. Oh yeah, put it. What's it showing us? It's showing you plenty jobs, right? Is it showing you? Answer now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, your career that you're doing, the career you're doing, put the career, then put okay, let me say HR jobs near me, project management jobs near me. Put it there, put it there. We have the tools, but we don't use it. But TikTok, Instagram, shit, don't try us. 2-4, we're on it. Are we seeing? Has anybody done a career one? Did you see people? Did you see? You've seen, right? So you see that these are the systemic ways of scouting for jobs. When you're done with that one, you have people within the system that you can work with. Now, let's move further. Come up with a list of at least 10 places you can work. 10 places that you can work. And if those 10 places don't work, find another thing. Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? All right. The fifth one is preparation for interview, depending on the nature of interview. So funny enough, you can do hybrid interview. Are we together? There are some organizations that will say, just turn on your camera. Abi, and there are some organizations you have to be there. So you need to know the kind of interview and do what? And do what? Talk to me now. Are you with me? Are you with me? And the ninth one is acquire basic interview skills. There are basic interview skills that you need to have. Right? There are basic interview skills you need to have. The 10th one is dress sense. Please, if they are inviting you to come for an interview, don't dress shabbily. You don't iron clothes, you just do anyhow, then expect somebody to put you in his office. Right? It's not done. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
So the way you dress, the normal English is what? Is the way you're going to be what? Funny enough, the way you look sometimes can even give you a job. Because people will just say, oh, this one dress where you have sense. Just like that. Oh, you've not witnessed something like that? There are people that will just see you, the way you are dressed, they'll just say, this person is organized. I need this person to be my front desk person. I need this person to be my EA. I need this person to be my personal assistant, just because of the way you're dressed. So please, when you're going for an interview, ensure you dress well. Don't look anyhow. You guys are fine boys and fine girls. Please, don't allow someone to look you less. Right? And dress with confidence. And lastly, if you are dressing, please don't do color out. Snap yourself. AI is there. Post it and say, please, does this dressing go? If you say no, go advise you. Put her there. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
We know the learn finish. Do you understand? All right. So the 8th one is develop a relationship with someone with your potential employer. That's where mentorship comes in. You don't have a relationship. I want to go into HR. I don't have anybody around me that is an HR person. I want to go into cybersecurity. I don't have anybody close to me that is into cybersecurity. I am not learning. So what do you want to go and do in that organization that you are going? So please develop a relationship. The 12th one is interview proper. Your interview has a responsibility to make you as comfortable. The interview has a responsibility to make you as comfortable as possible. Don't be intimidated, except if the nature of the job demands you should be a high dose of confidence. Everyone is uncomfortable at interviews. Do you understand? Everyone gets uncomfortable. Funny enough, the way I've been speaking just now when they were saying, let's welcome Mr. Mayowa, my heart was still beating. Funny enough, that is life. Not because I had all the whole, no. But as I was speaking, it came. So interviews are like that. You will be tensed, but at most, you just pick up yourself and just ensure you're comfortable. That's why your dressing would help. If you go put tie, well, you know, say normal, you know, they put tie wear. Heat go just they catch you. You go sweat. The interviewer go to say they fear. They don't know say you don't dress well. Number 13, have a career coach. Mentorship. Don't forget, I spoke about that. No much emphasis on that. Number 14, generate interview feedback. Right? No matter how the interview went, review and make plans for the next. Follow the checklist. So I happen to work as an HR person in a traveling agency organization, and I've interviewed a couple of people. And funny enough, I interviewed one person, and at the end of the interview, this person, we're not even picking the person because the person knew she did not perform well. She now asked, what are my flaws and how can I get better? This is where this person is getting the feedback. You know, not all HRs or not all interviews you're going to be able to ask that kind of question. But this person mounts up the confidence and asked and got the feedback. So funny enough, if you try that time person again, she would be better because she has already known. All right. Correct skill gap and handle failures. Failures are part of success. Tell yourself, say failure. Call your name. Mayowa, call your name. Failures are part of success. Funny enough, failures are not the end of you. So keep trying till you get it together. Keep trying till you get it together. Most of us know the popular story of the 7-Up drink. The person tried 6 times. 6 times. And the 7th time, he was able to get the drink, get the mixture together, and the drink became the 7-Up that you saw. And he named it 7-Up. Because at that 7th time, that was when he got the drink together. Are we together? So failures are part of success. Don't just give up on yourself. Time gap between getting a job. I said it. Your waiting time. Use it to learn. Use it to make research. Use it to do self-study. Do your certifications online, ladies and gentlemen. Free. It's free certifications. But we sit down and we're not doing anything. How do we develop ourselves? How do you develop yourself? Number 18, start a career project. Start a career project. Start a career project. For example, if I'm a data analyst, I want to start a project. I can start with freebies by teaching people first. Abi, it's a project. And as I'm starting it for freebies, before you know, I'm looking for people that actually can fund me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in social entrepreneurship, we talk about a person that has an idea, right? Has an impact to be made, a passion, convert it to an impact. Then the end goal, which that social change you're trying to provide for the community, for people, becomes a profit at the end. But firstly, you ensure that this passion, this goal is really felt by the people. And that is how you can start a career project. The career project, know everything you can know about the problem, the career, the job. You want an attempt to be the best in what now? The best thing to do, one of the best things to do is when you ensure that you're teaching people, you get to learn more, right? Are we together? Some of us, that's one of our strategies. We like talking, we teach, and as we are teaching, it's entering our heads again. So you see us talking, as we do our mind, we get out together. Do you understand? So when you teach, you get. So you can try that strategy. The number 19 is self-development. Like I said, in all ramification. There's something about knowing something about everything, right? Knowing something about everything, but your career, ensure that you're an authority in it. Don't just be a dumbass that I'm into accounting. It's only everything about accounting I know. No, that's wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? And lastly, get connected. Tell your neighbor, say get connected. Tell another person, say get connected. And funny enough, we're welcoming you guys into the generation leaders from here. So we're going to actually work together. I think I'm going to be in your face again before the end of the program or at the end of the program to tell you something about the generation leaders. Thank you so much for your time and God bless you. I don't need that.
All right. That was a wonderful introduction, right? They say when you're going for an interview, you should dress well. So I was telling somebody they don't dress like me, you will not get the job. So dress well. All right, so moving on to the next. We're going to be having our second speaker. I think I'll just read out our biography so that you know that we are fully prepared for every one of you today. So coming on next is Miss Oluwaseyi Adebimpe Ojo. She is a lawyer with over 7 years of professional experience in legal advisory, governance, and development work. She's the founder and executive director of the Nature Nurture Initiative, a youth-focused organization helping young people understand identity, environment, behavior, and personal agency. Now, through mentorship, workshop, and advocacy, the initiative equips adolescents and young adults with self-awareness and life skills needed to make intentional life choices. And our work is focused on youth development. So with a round of applause, let's welcome His Barrister Oluwaseyi Adebimpe. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm happy that I'm here with you. Congratulations on getting to the end of your service year. I hope that it exceeds whatever your expectations may be. So Bright has done a good job of introducing me. If I can have my slides up now, please, I would appreciate it so that we can all follow. So I believe that people learn and they're able to follow when there is something in their faces. Yeah. So yep, that's it. Okay, let them see the title page. The alignment is not. Okay, so I titled my presentation, Nature, Nurture, and Agency, Understanding Yourself Before Entering the Real World. So I would need a mic, someone to help me with interactions with people here. But then before we get to that, by a simple show of hands, which one of you here, it's not the course you applied for in the university that they gave you? You applied for one course, you said they gave you another one. Show of hands. All of you are studying your dream course. Let's not be ashamed. Let's not be shy. Some of you wanted to study medicine, they gave you physiology or biochemistry, or you wanted to be an engineer and they put you in geography and all of that. Okay. By a show of hands, which one of you here knows somebody, not necessarily in your set, but you know somebody that may have gone ahead of you, or people that are way ahead of you, that they were the most intelligent in their sets, maybe from primary school to secondary school and university, they had first class and all of that. You know these people, and then you know another group of people who they didn't really care about academics as such. But these people that didn't really care about their academics are doing so much more better in life than the first class and the A students. If you know anybody like that, can I see your hands up? So can I have the next slide, please? Does anybody want to attempt to answer why that happens? Why that happens? Why we have people who look like they are the ones with the bright future, and then they get into the world, and then it looks like their future just there's somebody off their lights. Do we understand why that happens? Can anybody help me? Please, I would like us to interact. It's something I want us to be able to relate to, so that when we leave here, we're able to picture better how. Does anybody have an answer, or I should just keep going? Somebody's hand is here. Should I give them my mic, or is there somebody that will help me with my? Thank you, Zach. Good morning. Yeah.
So I think one of the reasons is in life there are principles we need to apply.
Okay.
Academics it's different but when it comes to real life issues, there are the same principles we need to apply.
Okay.
When that principles are not applied, it's either we'll draw ourselves out or we'll move forward.
Okay. Thank you. Can you give me a round of applause, please? Thank you. So I'm going to be giving you a rundown of what my session would help us understand, so that we know what to expect as we go through this session. If we are able to take down notes on our phones, or just if you know you are a genius and then you hear things and you don't forget it, by all means. And then after the meeting, if anybody is interested in getting the slides or anything that I have projected, you can always just walk up to me and I can share it with you if you don't feel like writing. But it's important that we follow, because I feel like these things are vital to how we end up in our lives, how our lives turn out here. So this session is supposed to help us understand why some people thrive while others struggle, despite having access to similar opportunities. It will help us understand how personality, how environment and choices shape our life outcomes. It will help us understand why self-awareness is critical before entering into the job market, how agency affects career, relationships, finances, and mental well-being, and why what we do at the Nature Nurture Initiative, why it matters. Next slide, please. So we have gone through that. I have asked the question, why do some people thrive while others struggle? Do you know that there are some intelligent people struggling today? So we have come to the conclusion that clearly success in life is not just about academic intelligence. There are many things that come together, like he mentioned. There are certain principles, there are certain things that you have to be aware of to put together just to make sure that you have a well-rounded life. So permit me, before we go to the next slide, I want to put it to you, because I'm a lawyer, I can also put it to you. I want to put it to you that three major things determine your outcome in life. One is nature, the second one is nurture, and the third one is agency. Nature, nurture, and agency. Now I'm going to explain what I mean just briefly. So when I say nature here now, I'm not talking about the vegetation. I'm talking about your unique build, your hardwiring, your genes, your personality. All of that makes you who you are. So we can go to the next slide now so that they can follow me. The three life forces that shapes you: nature, nurture, and agency. So your nature in this instance is your natural wiring, your personality, your temperament, emotional patterns, and your strengths, communication styles, leadership styles. All of that is what makes you who you are. And some of these things, we are not aware of it. You know, he mentioned that some people don't thrive because maybe they don't know, they don't follow the principles. But I want you to say that the first step is even being aware of these principles before we can now know that certain things are missing. If you're not aware that something is not there, you don't know to look for it. You don't know to make the necessary adjustments that you are supposed to make. So that is what nature means. I'm coming to ask you guys a few questions just so that we follow. Nurture. The moment you are born on this side of eternity, when you come into the world as a baby, various forces come into play. Some people if I begin to pass the mic around now and ask people about their childhood, how they were raised, you would realize that a lot of people were raised in different families. Some were raised in blended families, some were raised in plain straight biological families, some were raised with their family, with their loved ones, some grew up with aunties and uncles, some grew up with guardians, some were raised in families where they had to struggle for a bit, some were raised in comfortable homes, some people attended private schools, some people attended public schools, some people had parents who supported them, some people had people who did not support them, they had to struggle and hustle through life. You see that we know some people sometimes, and I will admit that I'm going to admit it because I believe that all of us can relate. You see some people, and then you begin to feel bad for yourself that maybe life gave you the shorter end of the stick because this person, maybe she's a Temi or $10. You feel like she has a better start than you did, or this person is a Dangote, had better opportunities than you did. And we begin to compare ourselves, not knowing that while we cannot choose our start, we are able to determine where we end up. So that is where agency comes in. Agency is your power. Agency simply means your power to choose. So you see people who have the same experiences growing up. Somebody else turns out fine. Another person turns out not fine. Maybe gets into drugs, gets into a life of crime and all of that. What do you think happened along the way? Anybody, it's just a word and it's on the screen. What do you think happened along the way? Their choices. So your choices will lead you to a particular end. So if Mr. A and Mrs. A, Mr. A and Miss A, they both grew up poor, they both had to struggle through public school, they both had to pay through their school, they both had to work and all of that. But at the back of Miss A's head or Mrs. B's head, she knows that she has the power to change. She has learned about herself. She's aware of her weaknesses. She's aware of her strengths. She's aware of her communication styles. She knows what she needs to do. She's aware of human interactions. All of this will help her. But imagine Mr. A just complaining. I don't know why my own life is like this. I was just born poor. Nothing ever works for me. I don't know what kind of life I've come to live. And he complains from year 1, complains from year 2, complains from year 3, and he doesn't do anything about it. At the 15th year, won't he still be complaining? He will still be complaining. So that is where agency comes in. You are influenced by your wiring and your environment. We don't disregard the fact that we had challenges or we had different backgrounds or we grew up in different environments. We acknowledge all of that. We accept it. But we know that our choices still matter. So before I go to the next slide, which one of us here, by a show of hands, you know your temperaments, you are sure of your temperaments? Raise your hands up. I didn't even ask you to name it. I just said, if you know you are sure of your temperament, and sometimes it may be a mix of two. So you can be male, son, so you are sure of your temperament. Can I see your hands up confidently? The rest of you, you don't know your temperament. So you just don't want to raise your hands up because you know. So which one of you here has taken a personality type quiz before? And you know your personality type. Thank you. We are getting somewhere. Which one of us here understands their attachment style? If you know your attachment style, can I see your hands up? What? So, because if you don't know what I'm talking about, it just shows that you don't know. And it's good that we are admitting that we don't know because we're all here to learn. And at the end of this session, we'll understand why all of this matters. So you know your attachment style. Can I see your hands up? It's not extension. What did you say? I'm not asking you about love language. When we are doing marriage counseling, maybe we can talk about that. But for now, we want you to understand how you are going to thrive in a professional world. We're not trying to make you go and date your HR or date your CEO and buy her gifts and all of that. So when it gets to the matter of love language, we are going to deal with that in another session. If you know your leadership style, can I see your hands up? If you know your communication style, can I see your hands up? So we can, I don't know if the people at the front are seeing the people at the back, but only a few hands are raised. And you can see that there's already problem. There's problem because you don't even know yourself. If I pass the mic around now and I begin to ask you people to introduce yourselves, what I'm going to hear is, my name is so. I went to this school. I studied this one. Do you know why you are the way you are? Do you understand why you get angry? Do you know why you study the course that you studied? Do you know if the course that you studied is the best fit for your personality? Because you cannot expect someone that is in melancholy to go and be doing sales. How will the person make sales? How will the person walk up to? So some people just say, when you were filling jam form, some people just decided that they wanted to fill jam form and become and study this kind of course because they saw online that these people make this $1,000 a month and it's easy for them to japa with this course. How many of you here chose your course because you know it, you thought it would be easy for you to japa with the course? Let's be sincere here now, please. Yeah? So nobody here chose course because they think it will be easy for them to be japa. Okay, I'm proud of you people. But we know that a lot of people now, even before, men they didn't used to like to study nursing. All of a sudden, men are doing nursing because they've seen that nurses are getting visas, which is a good course. I like that men are getting into care jobs to help them lean into their empathetic side. So can we go to the next slide, please? Let's quickly run through it, then we'll do the test. So I've explained that our nature is our personality, our emotional patterns, and all of that, communication style, blah, blah. Next slide. So we are all wired differently. I've spoken about all this. Some people, they speak confidently, they take risks easily, they adapt quickly, they reflect deeply, they prefer structure. Some people, if you enter their house, you can already tell the kind of personality that they are because everything is scattered and they are always talking. Some people walk into this room now and from the beginning to the end, they are interacting with everybody. Another person, maybe it's just them and their friend that they will have a conversation with. I want us to know that difference is not defective. You are made one way. There are some things that we can change. You know, I spoke about nature. I mentioned that we are focusing on three things: nature, nurture, and agency. Agency is basically your power to choose. So there are certain things that they just gave you. Collect it like that. Like the way I am now, I didn't have anything to do about my height. I didn't choose my complexion, although some people are beginning to change their complexion now, but that's by the way. I didn't choose my family. I didn't choose how I was raised. All those things. I cannot go and sit down and be crying about it now because it will just be a waste of time. What I should do now is, now that I'm here, with the cards that life has dealt me, what am I going to do to create the life that I desire? Next slide, please. Thank you. So we've talked about nurture. So nurture is what all the influences that shape you into who you are the moment you are born, from your family, your friends and your peers, your school education, culture, social media, economic conditions, and all of that. Next slide. So how do we connect this to our career? So now, many people choose their careers. I apologize, the projecting made my mistake alignment. And even me, I'm not comfortable with where it's not aligned, but let's just be able to see. Many people choose career based on pressure, they choose career based on prestige, they choose career based on family expectations. Many people in our generation, I don't know about it, but in the people before me, many people were studying engineering and medicine because their father and their mother said they must be engineers and you see now, I know somebody, I recently reconnected with a friend from primary school on Instagram. We used to be first, second. I'm one of those people that used to battle first, second with somebody. He was a brainy, like he had, if he didn't come first, I was coming first. We just used to fight ourselves with that. And he went to school, he studied software engineering, did all of that. At a point, I was just discussing with one of my friends, and I discovered that at a point, I think he had like a mental breakdown or something because family pressure. Guess what he's doing now? After he's a DJ. He's just living his life. He's happy. From software engineering, he had a master's. He went to Germany. He went to Germany for a master's. You know those kind of people that their parents are medical doctors. Their mother is a doctor, their father is a doctor. This one is this one. He went, he had masters, he had first class, went abroad. I said he was not satisfied with his life because all the things that he had been doing were based on expectations. All of this were affecting him. All of a sudden, he just said he's not doing it again. And now, every day on Instagram, he's posting, oh, I created this beat, follow me on YouTube. And he looks happy, and he's doing his job. And you get, but many people, you will see some people, they are struggling with depression, they are struggling with anxiety, they don't even understand themselves, they are not able to thrive. They're in a job where they are paying them salary, but the salary is not giving them fulfillment. Don't get me wrong, don't be in a job where they are not paying you good money. But at least do the best to be in a job that brings you satisfaction as well as money. You cannot tell someone like me now to go and be marketing. My oga will sack me the next week because I cannot go and be begging people to buy. But you know some people, it's in them. Today now they will bring something. Before you know it, they've marketed it to everybody. Imagine I have a friend like that she said, I got into marketing. They gave me a job. My salary is 1.5 million naira. I'm now here. I'm now feeling bad. I'm now saying myself I want to go and do marketing because they are paying my friend 1.5. They will sack me the next week because my friend will have made sales. Me, I will not sell anything because I know my temperament, I know my personality. I know that I will not go and be meeting people. I will not just be smiling with everybody and saying, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy. Meanwhile, there are some people, they know all these things. So if you understand all of this, you know that this is where your strong suit is. You'll be able to pursue a career. And I'm going to be giving us a list of all of these things. But I want you to know that this list, they are not set in stone. You just need to find a way to look for how you can merge it into all of this. And please, I want us to know that this is not just, most of us here, like Mr. Mayowa mentioned earlier, some of us are planning to go back to school. Some of us are planning to apply for jobs. Some of us are planning to be entrepreneurs. Whatever you want to do in life, just make sure you are choosing what fits you. Some people, if you leave them from now to 50 years, they cannot be entrepreneurs. But let them earn their salary. Let them go to World Bank and do office jobs. Not everybody has strength for entrepreneurship. So you cannot go and be saying you want to register a company and become a CEO because your friend is a CEO. Your friend knows the strength that he has. So that is what we are here to learn and discuss today. So all of these things leads to frustration, it leads to burnout, it leads to lack of fulfillment and all of that. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So 2 core members, 1 choice, same degree, same NYSC year, same economy. Core member A decides to learn during this your 1 year. I hope that we have made the best use of this 1 year. But if not, make the best use of the next 1 year. The earlier you start, the better. And the day you decide that you want to start, that is the best time to start for you. So there's no point, I don't agree with beating yourself down. So there are certain things that I did not learn when I was serving, which is why part of the reason why I even started what I'm doing now at the Nature Nurture Initiative, because I realized that a lot of people do not understand themselves. They don't know themselves. They don't know how they fit into society. They don't know what they are supposed to be doing, and they are confused. And this is the stage where we need to get direction in life. So the earlier you learn, when you learn, you pass on the baton to somebody else and make them learn their temperament, make them learn their personalities, make them learn all of these things that they need. So imagine Copper A that learns digital skills, builds network, interacts, improves communication, and takes initiative. And Copper B that complains daily, that waits passively, blames the system, says Nigeria is not this, the government is this one, federal government is that, and then stays comfortable. 5 years later, who do you think is going to be better? Copper A. And what is the difference? What is their difference? Agency. Agency is the power of choice. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So we're going to the next one, which is peer pressure and environment. Many young people lose direction trying to fit themselves into environments they were never designed for. And what leads to peer pressure? One of the reasons for peer pressure is low self-esteem and lack of awareness. If you know who you are and you are sure of who you are, and you know that this person that is a sanguine and is always laughing, and me that I'm in melancholy, I'm always quiet, doesn't make the sanguine person better than me. You will not want to be feeling bad that this person is doing certain things. Instead, you will look for what fits you and try to do it. And we can all thrive in our various aspects of life. So this leads to fraud, leads to excessive partying, social media comparison, toxic friendships, betting. A lot of people got into betting because of their friends. No. A lot of people, I didn't say everybody, a lot of people got into certain things because they saw their friends doing it. So these are the things. Many people ruin their future trying to fit into environments that they were not designed for. What you surround yourself with eventually shapes you, and that is the nature. So your parents raised you up until this point. Now that you are aware, begin to raise yourself. Begin to correct the things that they might have made mistake of. Don't blame them because they may not have had access to certain things that you have access to today. We have the internet, like Mr. Maiwa was saying. There's so many things available for us online that we can take advantage of. All these things that I was asking you of online, it's just a link away, it's just a click away. You'll be able to take your personality test, you'll be able to know, okay, what career fits you and all of that. Next slide, please. Let's run through so that we can get to the part where okay, so I've talked about agencies, your power to choose, that's intentional decision making, leadership, self-leadership, shaping your future, personal responsibility, and all of that. You may not control how you started, but you can influence where you end. Next slide. Okay, so how does agency affect you practically now in your life? Agency in action. So we've done all of that. We've talked about that. I think we can go to the next slide. I think I gave an example with Corpers. So if somebody in a relationship, for instance, if people keep repeating their toxic patterns, it's important that we thrive in every area of our life, not just in our career, but in our family life, in our finances, and all of that. That is where attachment style comes into play, because your attachment styles affect how you relate with people, how you build friendships, how you relate with the opposite sex, in terms of relationship that may not be platonic, in terms of relationships that may be professional, and all of that. If you understand how you attachment style simply means how people relate to themselves. If you understand your attachment styles, you're able to understand people better and give grace to people. We see some people, they behave a certain way, and then you are beginning to wonder. But if you begin to study human behavior, then you begin to understand why people act the way they do. Next slide, please. Okay, let me just read this one to them. Go back so that they're able to see the power of self-awareness. When you don't understand your identity, your emotional patterns, or your environment, you stay stuck. But when you understand that this is how I'm wired, this environment has affected me, but I can still grow, then you become a better person. Agency is simply the difference between my own has finished and I can do something about my life. Next slide. So I think we've touched on all of this. We can move on to the next one. Why it matters, comparison, and all of that, and how it affects your life choices. So in your relationship and life choices now, understanding yourself will help you to choose healthier relationships. Imagine if, have you noticed that in husband and wife relationship, one person is always calm, the other person is hot-headed. Imagine if two hot-headed people marry themselves. You know that if you put two choleric people that are hard-headed, if you put them together, they will not move forward. And this also affects. So now I'm going to tie this to why it matters to us. For instance, now, if you're going to be an entrepreneur and you're going to be starting a team, you know that HR people, they actually employ team members. Some companies make you do personality tests before they give you your letter of employment, because maybe they already have a team on ground and the team already has two choleric people. They want to bring a sanguine into the mix, because it's not just about knowing the work. It's being able to make progress with people. If you put four stubborn people in a room, all of them are intelligent and all of them are hard-headed, they will not make progress because nobody wants to agree for the other person. So all of that, it helps us choose healthier relationships. It helps us recognize emotional patterns, helps us to resist peer pressure, helps us to build discipline, helps us to set boundaries, and helps us to make wiser decisions. Many life problems are identity problems in disguise. If you see people misbehaving, if you see people lashing out, it's just an identity crisis. Identity crisis. A lot of Nigerians, and I can say with all confidence that a lot of Nigerians are not self-aware. A lot of people don't even know their identity, and that is why people go about moving mad. Pardon my language. Next slide. Okay. I think we can move on from this. We've mentioned it. Let's go to the next one. Okay, can we go back there just so that they see why this matters for Nigeria? The next one. Because our greatest resource is not in our natural resources. I believe that the greatest resource that we have in Africa, in Nigeria, are the people. If we invest in our human capital, then we're able to thrive. It lifts the limits from your mind. It lifts the ceiling, this glass ceiling, this false sense of limitation that we have in our minds. If you're aware, if we invest in people, then every other form of investment will get better. We'll be able to thrive in other places. Thank you. Can we move to the next one, please? Reflection. So now, as I round off, because this is already a part where we are meant to reflect, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Who do you want to become in the next 5 years? If you can write it down, if maybe you're not answering the question, maybe you need to think about it. Who do you want to become in the next 5 years? Why am I asking you this? Because I mentioned agency, and I've been hammering on agency all day. Agency is your power to choose. You cannot just write that you want to become something in the next 5 years and then just keep it in your journal and let go of it. In the next 5 years, you will come back and you will still be on that same spot if you have not done anything about it. Can we go? What habits are shaping me? Ask yourself. No. I didn't ask to go to the next slide. What habits are shaping me? What environments influence me? What choices am I making daily? Am I becoming more intentional? Next slide, please. Thank you. So I believe that I've been able to help us understand ourselves. So just a brief of what we do in Nature Nurture Initiative. I believe that we help people understand themselves. We help people develop agency, build emotional intelligence, make intentional life choices, develop leadership capacity, and unlock their potential. All of these things, these wonderful things that Mr. Mayowa led us to earlier. Before we can do all of that, we need to first of all do all of this. It will help you in applying for your jobs. It will help you in knowing if you should start a business and all of that. So can I have that other one, the other thing I gave you, so that we can just go through it and we will have it. So I just have a few copies, but I want them to project it. We can just pass this just for us to cite and see, but I want them to project it for us. And then after that, we'll be done. If anybody has any questions, then we can answer questions. Yeah, that awareness checklist. I'm done. Don't chase me away. I'm done. Hope I've not bored you guys. Thank you. So, just going to run through. Please don't put the thing on the screen. It's not me that is on the screen. I want it full. I don't need to see myself. Okay, so we have temperament types. For those of us that were unaware, after today, if I see any one of you on the road and I ask you and you say you don't know, I'm going to fight you because it will just mean that I've been wasting my time. So if you did not know some 30 minutes ago, now it's time for you to know. 4 basic temperament types. We have the sanguine, we have the choleric, we have the melancholic, we have the phlegmatic. These are the features of the sanguine, the choleric people, melancholic people, phlegmatic people. I put all of this in the table. If you want me to share it with you, soft copy, it's what I printed. I can easily just share with you on your phones before you go, so that at your leisure you can study it and understand. Because I try to do it like this. Sanguines, they are best suited for which careers, what are their leadership strengths, and what are their leadership weaknesses and risks. So for instance, sanguine people, they are the ones that are always playing up and down. They are always serious. If you put a sanguine as a leader, the team members will just be playing. They lack structure, so they may have ideas, but because they are restless, they need somebody that is calm and level-headed to help them see those ideas through. So if a team is made up of, and I don't off my mic, I will still talk. If a team is made up of just sanguine people, imagine how it will look. Because all of them are constantly saying, hey, my guy, hi, how far? This one, they are from place to place. They are not doing anything that will actually make progress and all of that. So can we go to the next one? I will share with them. I just want them to see. Melancholic people are analytical, they are detail-oriented, they can function. Okay, so I'm actually melancholic and can we go back. I'm actually melancholic and a bit of, if I say phlegmatic, now people will not believe that I'm calm, but it's a mix of the two. And I actually studied law because I can be detail-oriented. I can pay attention to certain things. People in sanguine now, they may be good with public relations, they may be good with sales and politics and all of that. People that are able, they are people persons. So all of this, can we move on? Move on to the next one. Next one. So all of this, we have personality types. Next one. I'll share with them so that they can see it. But basically, this table has the features of the personality types, the best career that is advisable for you to be in. It doesn't mean that that's absolutely what you want to do. You have to do. But then there's a way that you can say, okay, in this career that I'm doing, this is the aspect that I will thrive better in. Next one. So yeah, can we go back to communication styles, please? So in communication styles, most people know their temperament, they know that, but they don't know their communication style. So we have communication styles and which one is good and which one is not good. There are people that are assertive, there are people that are passive, there are people that are aggressive, and there are people that are passive-aggressive. And it shows up in how you relate. If you have a passive-aggressive leader, you will not make progress. If you have somebody that is aggressive, imagine if your boss is someone that is always aggressive and shouting at you. It's not good for morale. You may know the work, but that may even affect your mental health. So can we go on? Okay, so I will share. I want you guys to actually have this. So I will share it with you so that you can have a look at it, because our time is up now. But I took my time to do all of these tables so that we can study it, and I will share the soft copy with everybody that wants it at the end of our program. So the next thing I want them to project for us is a QR code for us to scan a link, a barcode. The barcode will take us to a link where we can click on all these links at our leisure to know our personality types, our temperament, take the test. It may take 15 minutes, 10 minutes based on the test. But if you have the link, then you can always do it at your leisure and get to know yourself, because you cannot be hoping to influence the world and influence others if you don't know yourself. So I hope that this session has been a good use of your time and that you have learned something that you might have not known before. Thank you so much for having me. It was a privilege. Where is the barcode? Where is the barcode for them? Send it to your WhatsApp now. I sent it to your WhatsApp.
Like she said, you need to know your personality, temperament. So there's a personality called capital. There's somebody I know here that is part of our. All right, so we're moving on to the next agenda for today's program. And we also have an amazing speaker for you here, within human resources, who will be taking us through how to position ourselves.
Okay, so that's the barcode for you guys.
Now, put your hands together for Mr. Ferdinand. So I'm supposed to do a lot of introduction, right? But I'll allow you to do this yourself.
I'm not doing any introduction. The one you're saying, quickly. Okay, please don't listen to him. He's my boss. Let's start from that first. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Okay, so I'm going to draw light from our first speaker, Mr. Mayowa, and I want us to clap for ourselves. Just put your hands together for yourselves.
No, that is not the clap of congratulations to yourself. It's not okay to get to this point. Believe you me, I understand where you are now because yeah. Okay. So I was saying, I understand where you are because guess what? Not so long ago, I was a core member like you. And I'm not saying it, forget this physique that you're looking at, right? I'm telling you, I actually met our wonderful mommy, Mrs. Aisha Telta, right? I was I'm a student of Mr. Mayowa, right? I'm a student, of course, of our founder and CEO, Mr. Tayo. All these people impacted in my life. I mean, 2024, I was here where you are. And so I understand fully how you are feeling right now, which is why I told you to congratulate yourselves. Okay, so just to get straight to it, my name is Chidozie Ferdinand Abaleke. I'm a human resource professional. And yeah, that's my key career amongst other things that I do. And for the next few minutes, I'll be taking you through on how to position yourself and get a job. Now, truth is, my boss, Mr. Mayowa, he already did a whole lot of, he took us through, let's just say he just took us through a little except on everything I'm going to be trying to clarify for us in the next 20 minutes, right? What I'm just going to ask for us, for each and every one of us here is to give me your undivided attention because some of these things that we're going to be saying here would actually help you in this next stage that you're entering, trust me. I have applied most of them. I mean, I'm in the HR field now, and I didn't just start and from, will I say, from my graduate years, and I started conducting interviews. No, it was a process, and that's what I'll be trying to share with you this morning. Okay, so as I said, just please scroll up. How to position yourself and get a job. Now, the first thing is, I want us to understand the reality of today's job market. Have any of us applied for a position recently? First of all, I want to ask that, how many of us have made any applications before now? Like, you started applying for jobs from your first year, your first month as a core member. If anybody started applying for jobs then, just raise up your hand, please. I want to see the count. Okay. If you know you started applying for jobs last week, last month, can I see your hands? Like you are truthful to yourself that the first time you start applying for a job is last week. Okay. That is just, No, I mean, okay, maybe let me rephrase it. Post-graduation, your post-BSc now, right? Or for those of us who are master's students here, the first time you applied for a job, you actually took your time and said, okay, I'm making this application for this job was last month. Can I see your hands? Okay. So I want you to just get one thing. The reality of today's job market, is that we make one post for a job. I want to apply. I want to recruit for, let's say, an accounting officer, right, for a role. And I need one person for that role, and I put out that application. Guess how many replies I'm going to get? I'm saying 500, 1,000. Okay. Sometimes, sometimes people apply even after the job. Like you go on LinkedIn and you see sometimes you make applications and you say this job has been we filled for this role. You still see people sending mails. Sometimes you see some mails that have come up like they just saw this job ad and they are making their applications. It's more than that. I thank God for the help of applicant tracking systems. It helps us to, solve the problem of going through so many applications, and we're going to be looking at how to do that. So the reality of today's market is that there's little jobs and then so many people are applying for that same job. So the truth is, you do not just want to apply for a job, you want to position yourself as the best. And trust me, you're not the only person that has those special skills that you have. The last speaker said something about how you see someone performing in school. This person was a high flyer. He's always getting A's and B's and C's, and then he comes into the job market. And then for some reasons, you're not seeing that same kind of excellence performance, right? It's because
you are coming into the general body now. It's not just you that is, the game is no longer concentrated maybe with 50 students or 100 students. It's the whole world. So that thing that you think you have that is peculiar to you, about 100 people already have that same set of skills that you have. In fact, sometimes you put in for entry-level jobs, right? And you see people applying with PhD holders or master degree holders applying for that same job. But what makes you different, what gives you that job or guarantee that you have that job is your ability to make yourself, position yourself correctly, and then your ability to increase your visibility. And that's what we're going to be looking at, right? So I said already that so many graduates are filling in for jobs that, I mean, we have a whole lot of jobs, we have little jobs, and we have a lot of applications for it. So as I said, what separates the people from who get opportunities from those who don't is what? Positioning, right? I know you probably cannot see, I prepared a slide, but it wasn't really going well, right? It's positioning. Please, could you just go down? I'm not still done there. Yes. So by the end of this session, we want to understand what employers are really looking for, why many of us, or many graduates, not us, many graduates struggle to get jobs, how to stand out even without years of experience. I know some of us, that's what's going through our mind. You're like, you're seeing a job ad and you're saying, I need 2 years of experience or 3 years of experience. Trust me, yes, not every time, removing the Nigerian factor of faith and belief. We love to do that in our part of our country, and me too. Yes, I believe it sometimes. You see a job application that is saying 5 years, and you say, my God, my Redeemer, I'm going to apply for that job, and you put your own application with 1 year. So we do a whole lot of that, right? So we're going to look at practical steps to increase your chances of getting these jobs which we need. All right, so please go down. So as I said earlier, we have. Can you scroll down a little bit? Yeah. So thousands of graduates who are applying for the same role and all that. Stop. Thank you. That's okay. So the question is, why should they choose you? If you've ever gone for an interview, one of the first questions that they'll ask you is, after they've asked you, can we get to know you, introduce yourself? Along that line is, why should we actually hire you? Why should you come into my company? Why should I bring you into my team? What are you bringing? So the question they're asking is, why should I choose you? Most times, we make the mistakes of thinking that because I don't even think most of us should still be making this mistake with the reality or the economic reality that we find ourselves in now. The mistake of saying, because I've gotten a certificate, that BSc certificate, that's okay, that means I have a right to a job. You see, the people that enjoyed those privileges were our forefathers. Those are the people that you saw that they finished their education. Maybe they even finished their class 6 or form 6. I think that's what it was called then. And then they were sure that they were going to get employed. I mean, good employment. That's not the reality for us now, right? That is not the reality. So I want us to remove that mindset for us. Having a certificate is not just enough. That is like, it is the barest minimum. And I mean the barest minimum to the fact that in the coming years, we are projecting that very soon, you see your BSc certificate, you see the way we look at WAEC certificates, that's the same way we're going to be looking at your BSc certificate. Trust me, because to get a master's degree now is almost, apart from the financial complications, right, is almost as easy as anything. So very soon, this same entry point you're looking at is going to be your master's. That's what people will start regarding, right? So the question that employees that is running through their minds when you submit your application is, number one, can this person solve problems? When you are applying for a job, right? The employer is not looking at your certificates. Yes, that's your entry point. That is your gate and pass into that interview. But which problem-solving skills are you bringing on board? What's the ability that what's the assurance that if I bring you to my team, that I could not do A, B, C, D, and by the time you come, you'll be able to solve for A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You get? So the expectation they even have from you is sometimes higher than what they are offering you. or what we're offering you by remuneration. But that's the job. That's the reality we are facing right now. Another one is, can this person communicate properly? Communication. Most times, one thing that stops people from actually gaining that their dream job or what they've applied for is not because of they don't have the right set of skills or the certificates, no, but their inability to communicate effectively, right from the interview, not just verbal communication, please. From your verbal communication to the way you write your emails. I don't know if most of us, yes, AI is helping us now, or AI is helping things in a way, but if there was no AI now and you were set to, I think GT recruitment, KPMNG, they do that. So they have this essay writing stage or so when you're applying for KPMNG, or KPMG rather, one of the big fours. And they'll tell you to write an essay. That is also, they want to understand how you communicate. It's not all about standing here, taking up a mic and they call you and you're just flowing. No. When you want to write, are you still maintaining that same composure? Are you still showing that you actually went through and you actually graduated in character and in learning, right? So that's one thing they want to understand. Then can this person, are you teachable? Can we teach this person quickly? Because the truth is, one thing I believe is anybody can learn any skill. You see this whole mentorship, apprenticeship style of, let me say, our Igbo brothers, right? Where they do this 7 years apprenticeship and then at the end, they settle you. You understand? Or you want to learn maybe what we call menial jobs here in Nigeria. You want to learn maybe a mechanic, you want to learn plumbing, and you want to learn all those things, right? The way you go to your job, your oga, in quotes, for a number of time and then you learn. I believe that, you see, even for the professional jobs that we do, right, there's something we call job shadowing, right, where you learn, like you're learning on the job. Any job can be learned that way. But the truth is, can you learn quickly? So it's not necessarily, one thing that is in vogue now that I'm currently running now is a whole lot of graduate training programs. Now with graduate training programs, they don't care about your course of study in school so much, because what they are looking for is not really what you got to or how you passed well with your BSc or what you studied. They want to see, they'll take you through a whole lot of processes and programs, and at the end, they put you in other pathways that are maybe different from what you even studied, right? So one of the key things there is, can you learn quickly? Can you work with people? Right? The last speaker just made so much emphasis on this. Right? I would actually oblige you to go through the material that she shared. It will help you. Most of us didn't have that opportunity to be taken through these processes. It will help you in even applying for the jobs. As she said, some of those character traits will actually determine the kind of jobs that you apply for. In fact, it's not that they will probably, they should determine the kind of jobs that you apply for, right? So can this person work with people? Are you a team player? That's one of the things that's very, very important and things that we look at. And can this person represent the organization well? Because whether you are even the HR or you're a marketer, whatever role you play in an organization, or you're a content creator, whatever role you play in that organization, you're an ambassador of that organization. So it is important for the employer to see that you can actually represent that organization at any given time. Please, could you scroll up, please? Okay. No, please go on. Yeah, so as I said here, employers are not hiring certificates, they're hiring value. What can you bring to the table? And then we'll be looking next at some of the skills and 5 things that employers will always look out for, right? I've already listed some of them, we just went through them, but we're going to look at them. We're going to look at them in depth now. So let's go to the first one, communication skills. As I just finished explaining, right? As I said, a lot of opportunities are lost because people cannot communicate well. As I said, the way you communicate verbally, the way you communicate in your writing, the way you communicate in everything that you do. As I said, yeah, during interviews, in your emails, in meetings, the way you communicate is very, very key. And so in your interview, when you come into an interview, right, you may think that HR has evolved from just asking those questions, or when you are asked those questions, for example, I don't know if you've ever, for any of us who have been in an interview and they asked you a very off question. I think there was one time they asked, what are your hobbies? Yes, I think I've been asked that too. What are your hobbies? Right? And you are wondering, why are you asking me what my hobbies are for a job that requires me to do calculations? Or they're asking you situational questions like, if you're given ingredients to cook, yeah. So this is a very particular kind of question they can ask. So you want to, do you clean after cooking, or you cook? No, do you clean as you cook, or you clean after cooking? You said? You clean as you cook. Yeah, those, is there anyone, okay, if you clean as you cook, can I raise your hand up? Can you raise your hand up? And if you clean after you finish cooking, can I see your hands? See, let's not lie to ourselves. Some of us like to clean after we finish cooking. See, in fact, some of us, okay, please, let's settle down. So some of us, decorum, please, thank you. Okay, now, so for some of us, right, we will not, it's after we finish cooking, eating, that we'll not remember that we left plates, right? So for you now, you just be like, someone, you come into an interview room, and this is not the first question they ask you. They don't want to throw you off. That's other this thing said, your interviewer has to make you feel comfortable. It is your right, right? Any interview that you come into and you're feeling tensed, I don't know if you've gone for interviews and they're telling you, the first thing I want to tell you is calm down. Let me say, if that person is a very good interviewer or a HR personnel, they'll want to see that your mind is you're at rest. So maybe initially I'd planned to say, tell us about yourself, and then you come in, you are heaving, maybe you came late, and for some reasons. So first thing I want to ask you is, how was your day? How are you doing? Just try to calm you down. And then this question I just asked, when do you finish cooking, will not come. You may have gone like 2 or 3 times, and your mind has already gone off. You've relaxed, and then the next thing they're asking you is, okay, so how do you clean after cooking, or you cook after cleaning and all that, right? Wow. Okay. So we're going to try to breeze through. So that thing now is a psych question, right? By just any answer that you give now. For example, you say, I clean, I cook, and then I clean up later, right? It's a psych question. They're trying to get some things like your behavioral modes. They want to understand how you think. They want to understand how your mind is actually flowing, right? So one thing I want you to understand is your communication skills is very important and it's one of the things that employers will look out for. So I'm going to try to breeze through. I think my time is fast spent, as it were. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Yeah, your skills. So yes, we've talked about skills, communication skills. There are other soft skills that we can actually get through, right? Maybe I'll share a slide or a material with us that we can go through later at our own time. Now, your skills. Your degree is important, as I said, but there are other skills you must add to it at today's markets. Right now, if you do not understand a little about AI and automation, and you are in today's job market, you're doing yourself wrong. Trust me. I don't mean how to use ChatGPT and Gemini. I mean, there are certain tools that are dedicated for different work types. If you're an accounting officer, there are tools that are incorporated for accounting. As a HR, there are tools that we use for that they've incorporated AI too. So your understanding of these tools and how to give the right prompts is very key. It's not just based on, as Mr. Mayowa said, I'm a HR person and then that's all I'm going to know. Be well-rounded, right? For me, for example, I'm a digital marketer, I'm a human resource personnel. I am still learning a little bit of data analytics because trust you, all these things come into play. And remember I said that employees are more bothered about the problems you can solve. So this should be your mindset. What is the amount of problems I can solve for this organization? I was in an interview recently and what the CEO told me was that the reason why he's going to consider me is because he just said, okay, what have you done for the last few months? And I just said, part of the things I do is that I take digital marketing courses. He said, oh, you do that? Oh, okay, I'm also interested in that. I think that's one of the reasons why I may pick you. That is different from what the role we have actually, what we're talking about is HR, is to be an HR officer. Do you understand? But that skill now is going to get me an added point to that. So as I said here, please can you scroll up? Do not just base your skill on only what you learned in school. In fact, I'm not sure most of us still do what we learned in school per se. But I'm saying even the profession that you're doing should not just be based on, yes, you know you're an accountant, you know you're a human resource personnel, you know you're a biologist, you're a doctor. I have doctors that are UI UX designers. I mean badass ones, right? So you shouldn't just base on just one skill, be well-rounded. Now, another thing is you must learn a skill that solves problems, right? Learn a skill that you know that is sellable. The more problems you can solve, the more valuable you become, as I said. Okay, so please scroll up. Another factor is your experience. As I said earlier, most of us, our question is, I just finished NYSC, and this role, they're asking for 2 years post-NYSC experience, or 2 years experience, or 1 year experience. And your mind is, I don't have any experience. Sometimes I'm really surprised when those who actually went through, like you served, you went through the whole 12 months of being a core member, and you say you don't have an experience. It's very, 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 very funny, because the amount of experience you should have garnered as a core member, number one is, for example, now, for any of us here, I'm sure nobody I will ask here will say you don't have an experience. If you actually allowed the CDS to pass through you, I am so sure of that. Because as I listed here, your experience does not always start with a job, with a paid job. Number one here, what I listed here is what? That is, see, in fact, if you want to be a global employee, right? One thing they look out for is how much volunteering work you've done. Sometimes it helps you, for most times it helps you to gain entry into doors that paid jobs will not even get you through. Do not say because you have not paid, especially it's even funny when you are trying to break into an industry. You don't have any experience and you say that I'm not going to work if they don't pay me. That is very funny. Because see, and then you now come and start choosing, that job is 80K that they are offering for that job. And like you know before both of us that between God and man that you do not have any experience at all. And then you are seeing that you have a job offer for 80K remuneration, and you're like, okay, no, I can't do this. And they're telling you maybe it's remotely and you have to just come in like 2 days. See, if you have opportunities to do, you may call it free jobs, but trust me, you're building your own experience level, right? You're building your own experience level. So experience can come from volunteering, your NYSC activities, your internships, your personal projects, freelancing, campus leadership, managing social media pages, assisting businesses. All these are forms of gathering experiences, right? And it's now the way you communicate it. Please do not put on your CV NYSC experience. No, except when it's requested by the employer specifically, right? That is an experience. That's a 1 year experience. The employer should be able to, don't go and put on your CV. You're now saying, when you want to start listing your job, your work experience, you now say NYSC service. I think that's the way most of us put it, NYSC service, and then you now put what you did there. No, it's better that you put it, that actual job where you served, right? Put the role that you served in, just like your normal job. In fact, it's a normal job experience, and that's the way it should be. The employer should be able to know that, okay, if this person served from 2024 to 2025, this was the NYSC experience, right? So that was the NYSC time. So that's a form of that's a way you can get your experience. Another one is, I said here, even organizing events is all part of volunteering, right? You helped to gather up 1 or 2 events in your CDS or whatever. All these are forms of where you can get an experience from. As I said, do not underestimate, and no experience is small. No experience, especially when, apart from jobs, even for your applications for your scholarships, right? You see that no experience is small. Even in your church, you are probably the librarian. I don't know if you're for those of us that are choristers, right? You're a librarian in your church. I mean, you're in charge of the books, documents, or you're an assistant secretary, or whatever role you play in your church or in whatever religious, anywhere you are. No experience is too small. It's just about tailoring it in the right form, using the right language, right, to tailor it to that job application. Please, can we scroll up? Okay, yes. The next one is your character and attitude. Now, your certificate will take you through that door, as I said. You may even get a job. Have you seen anyone who got a job and then 2 weeks later they're terminating your contract? Or let's say 3 months probation. And after 3 months probation, they're terminating your contract. And I mean, this person is a top performer. When I say top performer, if it's in sales, maybe we're talking 100% KPI, like you're hitting your KPIs by 100%. In fact, we're giving a target of 1,000 and you're doing 2,000. But after 3 months, they're still not going to retain you. Because guess what? Apart from your technical skills or your technical know-how or your technical performance, your attitude with the workplace is very, very important. I cannot say because of your own performance, I'll now bring you to my team, and then when I just employ you, everyone in the office, in that team, like once you come in, nobody is happy. Like you are so toxic that immediately you are in that room, nobody is performing, but you are performing. No. You yourself, you are performing. Maybe you have 1 or 2 attitude traits, you're aggressive, you are not teachable, and then you expect me to overlook all those because of your performing. No. Most times it's a very, let's say it's even a hard decision to make for human resource professionals, but the truth is, it's a decision that must be made because at the long run, that organization is going to suffer, right? Nobody wants to be held by just one employee. So that organization is going to suffer. So you must work on your character and attitude. That is why, if you remember, when you are graduating from the university, they say this person has graduated in what? Has been found, how do they put that word again? In what? In character and learning. So it's not just learning. It's not just being the best graduating students. If you're the best graduating student and your attitude is nothing to write home about, trust me, you are going nowhere. You are going nowhere. And the truth is, we can tell these things even from your interview, from the first interview you're having. There are ways we already know all these things. So organizations value people they are reliable, you are teachable, respectful, you're professional, you're punctual, you're honest. All these are soft skills. All these are characters and attitudes that you need to imbibe. They will go a long way. Because you see, these attitudes here are transferable. Whether you are a doctor, whether you are a lawyer, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a HR professional, whether you're an actor, whether you are a musician, you see, all these character traits here that I've listed are going to be necessary. If you are an actor, if you've ever dealt with some producers, and then you see people who grow in what they do, they value actors who are punctual. Let's say you're filming on a set, and then because of you are now the biggest, you just won the best actor in the last AMCV, and then you now decide when your producer puts a time for set by 3 p.m., you will come by 6 p.m. and you expect them to wait for you. You will lose that role, and that's what it is. You will lose it. So all these character traits are transferable, and then organizations will always value people that have these traits. Because as I said, at the long run, they will benefit more from that. One thing I want you to know is that everyone is trying to get the best value. As an employee, as an employer rather, they want to see how they can get the best out of you. And you too, you're trying to see how you can get the best out of that employee, right? So it's a transactional relationship. Okay, so let's scroll down. So visibility and personal branding. Now, this here is very, very important. How many of us are on LinkedIn here? How many of us are on LinkedIn? Please raise up your hands. Okay, how many of us posted last week Monday on LinkedIn? No, please, I want to see your hand. You posted last week Monday on LinkedIn. You posted. Okay, you post up to 3 times a week on LinkedIn. Only one person. Okay, two. And okay, so I mean, the rest of us, all of us are employed, Abby. We all have jobs, right? No, we have to have jobs, though. We cannot be having this kind of attitude towards this thing. We don't. No, we must be okay. Forgive me. We are all CEOs, Abby. I love that spirit. I love that spirit. So visibility and personal branding is important. Okay, so I'm going to try to just skip through. Like maybe I'll share this with us. Visibility and personal branding is very, very important. Please, you see your LinkedIn, this thing that we keep saying, it feels like a joke. I know that Miss Mercy is running. I don't know if it's something that she's doing, the 30-day visibility program. You see things like that, you think it's just for doing sake. Your visibility and personal branding is important. There is no job, there's no rights organization now that wants to employ you that will not look at your digital footprint. And number one, as a professional, is your LinkedIn profile, right? They want to see if what you've said is in tandem with what you are posting about. What you said you are. Because on LinkedIn, trust me, maybe you are saying, I'm not working yet. That should not disturb you on your LinkedIn post. People, when you make your post on LinkedIn or on social media, it's a gateway to your mind. By those things you've posted, by those things, even from what you've liked, people can tell how you think, what you actually agree with. So your digital footprint is very, very important. But as a professional, more important is your LinkedIn profile. In fact, on all your CVs, if you've not done that now, please, as I'm speaking, open your phone and go and then work on your LinkedIn. And it's very simple these days. Post your CV, post your CV, post your experiences on either Gemini or I prefer ChatGPT for that, right? And then you tell it to fashion out your LinkedIn profile for you. It's going to give you from your headline to how you should position yourself. It's even going to tell you the kind of picture you should use for your headshots. So you have no reason not to be properly positioned on LinkedIn. Okay, so okay, so practical steps on how to get a job. Let's just rush through. As I said, I'll share this with us. Okay, so number one, fix your CV. And for this, I'm just going to try to breeze through. Now, in fixing your CV, I want all of us to get this. There's this app I'm going to share. Okay, CVs.app, right? CVs.app. You can just write it down. CVIS.app. I don't know if any of us have already used it here. Okay, nobody. Please try that app. It's going to actually help you, right? Because the truth is, you don't want to post the same, you don't want to use the same CV to apply for all the jobs, right? And trust me, it can be very, very, very hard. Job application, one of my mentors will say, job application is a job in itself. If you actually know what you're doing, to apply for jobs is a job in its own self, right? So that app is actually going to help you because you just put in the job requirements there and your CV helps you to generate your CV and even your cover letter. And then you can now work on it, just tailored to that job you are. So try it, CVs.app, it will actually help you, right? So your CV should clearly show all these things. Please, let's just go through, let's just run through. So fix your CV, as I said, tailor it to the specific role. Then learn interview skills. Do not go to any interview without researching about that company. You are shooting yourself on the leg. Try to know that company. Try to know their values, what they stand for, what they want to do, their mission, their vision, who the first line executives are. These are things that you need to know. So do not don't go for any interview where you've not researched the company, you don't understand the role you are going for, you've not practiced some common questions. Most of the times we use the AI for wrong uses. These are the things that we can actually use AI for, right? Practice job questions, practice possible questions and answers that you're going to get. And then number one, very importantly, arrive early. Arrive early. Do not even take the fact. It's always advised that you arrive to your interview venue 20 or 30 minutes before your interview, right? Now, one important thing I said here is confidence is built through preparation, not luck. You will pray, but you see, the amount of confidence you have will be better when you've prepared well for that role, and not by luck, and not just by prayer, right? So confidence is built through preparation and not luck. And then now step 3 is to apply strategically. Please, can we scroll down? Yeah, so apply strategically, not just randomly. Be intentional. And part of that intentionality is when I said you're applying with the right CV. Now, one thing I want to mention here is that each job role, I mean, I'm applying for a role as an I'm sourcing for candidates for a role in accounting, right? And maybe a brother organization is also looking for that same role, right? Our mission is different. I mean, it's 2 accounting roles. I'm recruiting for 2 accounting roles for 2 different organizations. That is it. You need 2 different job. You need 2 different CVs for that. Why? Because company A's mission and vision is different. In fact, that job ad, you're going to see some very specific words that they're going to use there, and it's advised that you align your CV to that, right? Most times, as I said, nobody goes through CVs one by one. They use the applicant tracking system. They just feed it onto the applicant tracking system, the pipeline, and then it goes through all that, yeah? Okay, so yeah.
So most jobs
are generic. So how do you apply for those jobs? So as I said, right, the mission and vision, as I said, for each job role or each job application is different from each other. And as much as, yes, it's a decay in our time, it's something that we are facing. One of my colleagues posted the other day and he said, the trouble right now is that recruiters are using AI to source candidates who are using AI to apply for jobs. You get? But the truth is, for most jobs for most people or HR professionals who know their onions, AI is a tool. It's like your calculator. It is not supposed to be what to take over the whole process. Now, to answer your question, right, in doing that, I will still advise that you still try to look at the job application and then position your CV to that specific. See, there are some specific keywords that are going to be in application A that will not be in application B. The difference is, the thing is, you just want to pass that first stage there are different stages before you get to an interview, right? So you just want to pass that first stage that your CV will now be shortlisted for the next stage, right? So just try to make sure that there are some keywords that they are looking for there. Attach it into your own CV. That's just what I'm just telling you, because that's the only way you're going to pass that process, right? So okay, so keep learning. Yeah. So what do you do if you don't get a job immediately? What do you do if you don't get a job immediately? See, the reality is that it can be very frustrating for us, right? Let's tell ourselves the truth. It's very frustrating when you don't get a job immediately. Now, you see that waiting time should not be used. Do not waste your waiting time. Do not for one moment waste your waiting time, right? There are so many things you could do. Learn a skill, volunteer. There are so many things you could do within that waiting time, because employers are going to want to ask, okay, you had a job, a time gap of maybe 5 months. What were you doing in that 5 months? It's not a must that you must have gained a job. We are all human beings. We know that it is not immediately that you must get a job. But what did you use your time to do? Do you understand? So you want to wait intentionally. Skill up, do everything you want to do, right? And then do it at the right time. So as I said, your journey is not just because your journey is late. Your journey is not late because it's your own process looks different. I think the other speaker said something that goes to that. So just scroll up. I think we've talked about some of this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So finally, your career is your responsibility. That's one thing I want to leave us with here. Your career is your responsibility. How far you are going to go. There comes a time when you've blamed, and my parents is not Otedola or Dangote. See, by the time you get to 20, 27 is even kind of late. The blame is no longer on your parents. The onus is on you. Whatever you become now is now. Yes, maybe you think they, but you see, your career is your responsibility. One thing that you must tell yourself is nobody is coming to save you. No, see, nobody is going to come and it happens. But you must be moving, you must be on the track, and then opportunity will now meet you. You don't stay in your house and you're praying morning to night and you're expecting manna will fall from heaven. It's not going to happen, right? So what I'm going to leave you here is, what I'm going to leave you with today is, as I said, your career is your responsibility. Try to be proactive, think ahead, think as a problem solver, right? Think as a problem solver. Do not just be someone who is applying for jobs. Remember what I said. Ask yourself, what are the problems I'm going to solve in this organization? Because that's the way the employer is already thinking. What problems can you solve? Okay, so I think in fact, I've used more than my time here. This material, I'm going to share it with you. You could just scroll on. Okay, so if you have questions, or for your interview preps and some other things, you could just follow me on LinkedIn, Abaleke Chedoze Ferdinand, or Ferdinand Chedoze Abaleke, and we can interact there. Just reach out to me, and then I would always be available at my own time to see how I can put you through on whatever processes you have. And then if you have questions too, maybe I'll drop my email, and then you could ask those questions, right? So thank you so much for your time. No, please, not WhatsApp. Not WhatsApp. Not WhatsApp. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, have a wonderful day. Yeah.
Yeah, like, let's do that. One thing I love about Ferdinand is, if we say Ferdinand, that is tomorrow. Become my partner, she said, say that we have to pay. Please, sir. We know the knowledge is too much. All right. So moving on to the next agenda. For today, we are going to play some of our success stories from people who are going through this severe video and also do the first. Hello. Hello. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Tayo, and a very reliable project manager in person of Mr. Muyiwa, Mr. Mayowa, and Mr. Bukomi, quite a number of great people in MindTheGap. I joined MindTheGap when I got to NYSC camp in Anambra State in 2022. Getting there, I met a very
Me, I'm not on sound now.
coordinator,
They're supposed to be speaker.
president, a lot of great people.
Please increase the volume with
in
the
a very
remote.
short time, I was appointed the national president to lead the MindTheGap in the state and across the country, across the other states in the country. It was a very, very big work, and I'm glad that today MindTheGap is one of the great organizations that have shaped my life in leadership, skills development, human capacity, relationship, a lot of things. And there are many, many people today that still reach out to me that without MindTheGap, it wouldn't have been easy. So MindTheGap is the organization that is shaping the future, the youth, global and digital citizen for the country, and they are doing it in a unique way, in a better way. No one else can do it. And today, so whatever I become, MindTheGap is there for me. Thank you.
And like they say, always say that have on last, very last prominent. It's like capacity, founder, the investor, entrepreneur,
What's connected before?
Why the video?
Are you connected to sound?
My name is Yuzi Menengra. I'm 2024 day States in 2024 day my shopping. Good day. My name is Yuzi Menengra and I served in Akure in the States in 2024 day my NYSC and I served as product manager for shopping. My
Check man.
The thing that makes us the best is
Check
what
for
you
Abuja
learn
Home Office.
and what you actually applied to your life. And that is what we are trying to project here. Because tomorrow, we are going to be coming to your DMs, give us success stories, which will also be here for others to watch. Am I right? Yes. Am I right?
Good day. My name is Yuzi Menengra and I served in Akure in the States in 2023-24 during my NYSC and I served as product manager for shopping. My first encounter with MindTheGap was during a debate session at the education camp at Yakubu, where I represented my platoon 4 for the debate. And from that moment, I knew there was something different about MindTheGap. I later went on to serve as the CDS vice president for MindTheGap in Akure, leading seminars in camp and representing the CDS in various activities where we talk to people about tech and digital literacy. So So MindTheGap taught me a lot of things like leadership, communication, collaboration, and teamwork. And most importantly, MindTheGap gave me the platform to impact others. Through this initiative, I was able to reach out and speak to over 3,000 core members, share the message of digital literacy and entrepreneurship. And this experience has played a huge role in the growth of my digital marketing agency. After NYSC, it has also helped me and my colleagues to start our own CDS project that became an NGO, Corpers, which was also going to secure grants. And honestly, a lot of this growth and exposure and confidence that we got would not have been possible without the knowledge and opportunities that MindTheGap gave me. So if you have the opportunity to be part of this program, take it seriously, and I bet you will not regret it. Thank you very much.
That I want to share with you my experience with MindTheGap. MindTheGap is an organization that is built by a visionary leader, Mr. Tayo. Mr. Tayo, and a very reliable project manager in person of Mr. Mayowa, and Mr. Bukomi, quite a number of great people in MindTheGap. I joined MindTheGap when I got to NYSC camp in Anambra State in 2022. Getting there, I met a very, very reliable coordinators, presidents, a lot of great people, and in a very short time, I was appointed the national president to lead the MindTheGap in the state and across the country, across the other states in the country. Very big work, and I'm glad that today MindTheGap is one of the great organizations that has shaped my life in leadership, skills development, human capacity, relationship, a lot of things. And there are many people today that still reach out to me that without MindTheGap, it wouldn't have been easy. So MindTheGap is the organization that is shaping the future, the youth, global and digital citizen for the country, and they are doing it in a unique way, in a better way. No one else can do it. And today, to whatever I become, MindTheGap is there for me always. Thank you.
My name is Yakubu, and I am a master's student and also a lecturer in Babalola University. I was a member of the 2 CDS, Digital Border CDS, and I held 2 posts, Education Head 2 and Education Head 1. So, one of the popular things that we say in Judo is to make the most of your 7th year. For me, I was able to make the most of my 7th year and even the most after my 7th year, and all thanks to Judo CDS. The trainings we had during those periods of my 7th year, the boot camps that we have, the leadership seminars, the opportunity to volunteer for other companies has helped me in my day-to-day activities. Take for instance, I was speaking in a place, and when I was done speaking, I was invited to speak in a place. When I was done speaking, I realized that one of the public speaking classes that I had when I was 7 helped me to be able to speak properly to people and also to relate with people on a different level, because we went out to talk to market people, schools. As the education head, I had to organize things, and that has helped me to know how to organize and plan different outreaches, even as a lecturer and also as a volunteer to other organizations. And I'm grateful to do that for that. I encourage people currently serving and those that are passing out that whatever you learn now is not for now, it's for the future. And people that are still here currently, I want you to put all you have into the CDS. It's going to pay. I met a lot of people. I was able to build a lot of network during my stay. And these people are still people that I can still reach out to. We learn from each other. They help me, I help them, even after 3 years of service here. So please, if you are here, if you are about to leave, make sure you make the most of the service here, because it's not for now, it's for the future. Thank you.
Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on wherever you're watching me from. My name is Dick. Visit my website at Behind Media, and I am also the Africa Regional Director of the Refugee Archive. I served as the project manager for the Digital Onboarder CDS around 2023-2024. Digital Onboarder CDS in Lagos State, and I must say Digital Onboarder CDS has also played a huge part in my success story. You know, they enlighten us so much about how important website at www.cds around 2023-2024. Digital Onboarder CDS in Lagos State, and I must say Digital Onboarder CDS has also played a huge part in my success story. You know, they enlighten us so much about how important it is for us to take our digital life seriously, because the world is now digital and so many opportunities we can get are in the digital space. They're in the digital space. So being in that CDS made me take my digital life more seriously, and it was through this digital space that I got the opportunity that I have today. It was digital space that made me become who I am today, and I am grateful for the Digital Onboarder CDS for creating a platform as that. It's really an eye opener for so many youths. I mean, if you are not in Digital Onboarder CDS, you are missing a lot. You need to be there to know how well to position yourself for global opportunities. And it is very, very easy. Thank you so much, Digital Onboarder CDS, for being a part of my success story. To know more about me, you can follow me on LinkedIn at David Oletu, and you can also follow me on other social media page at David Oletu. You'll be wowed. You'll be very, very wowed, I can assure you. And you can also visit my website at www.egoodhigh.com. Thank you so much.
I am a legal practitioner practicing here in Port Harcourt, and I have just concluded my service as a core member here in River State. And during the course of my service, I served as the president of the Digital Literacy for All CDS group, and it has been one of the most rewarding experience for me. The skills that I learned while serving under the CDS group leadership, digital automation, digital literacy in every sense of it, has helped me during the course of my work, even as a legal practitioner. I give service to my clients and meet clients need with this extra knowledge of digital literacy, knowing how to fine-tune work and meet the needs of my clients. So trust me, Digital Literacy for All CDS group is where you should be, because it is life transforming even for a legal practitioner like myself. So don't hesitate to be a part of this.
I am an Erasmus Mundus master's student in photonics and machine learning, and my program is between two European institutions. One is University of Germany in France, and the second one is University of Eastern Finland in Finland. And today I'm going to give you guys brief steps of how you can transition from your NYSC into landing an international master's program just like the one I am in currently. So number one is that you have to identify identify a program that you want to go into. So when you identify a program, either in engineering, science, mathematics, any field you want, and then secondly, you have to align yourself program. So what I mean by aligning yourself is by creating projects or publishing a paper that you feel will highlight your skills and will highlight your competence in that field. Then when you have done that, then you need to prepare an academic CV. So there's a difference between a job CV and then an academic CV. So you need to prepare an academic CV. And then when you prepare an academic CV, you apply for the program. So just an extra bonus, if you want to participate in Erasmus Mundus program like the one I am in currently, all you have to do is to go on Google and then you search for Erasmus Mundus catalog on Google. On the catalog, you're going to see different programs, either in science, engineering, arts, different field, and then you select the one you want to apply and then you apply. Thank you. Bye.
Business, and that's why we're here. So I'll make it brief because I think I have just 20 minutes. All right, so I'll make it brief. Within 20 minutes, we're done. So please, can the slide come up? Okay, so before it comes up, I'll give a bit of a background of what I do so that you can link it up with whatever I'm going to be saying, all right? So it's going to be 100,
I don't want to say 100% practical, but it's going to be based on experience, right? So I'm not giving a theoretical view or perspective about whatever you're going to be seeing here. It is practical. It is something I have tried and it worked. So would get in. So first off, so I've been building something for the past 8 years, and yeah, it's business actually. I've been building my business for the past 8 years, and it turns out to be a group where it is at the moment, right? But for the past 8 years, I've been building it. So what am I building, or what have I been building? So I've been building an ecosystem of businesses that spans technology, logistics, agriculture, food processing, mobility, and events. Now, I'll point you straight into these businesses so that you look them up and check for yourself, right? You can also check them. I think I have a bit of bios that you can find online, right? So, but now aside all of this stuff, we mentioned 7 subsidiaries in different areas. They did not just happen, right? It started somewhere, and this stuff started 2017, right? After I had completed my national diploma at the time. I got back home, and then I studied shipping management actually. So I was back to Abuja, and I didn't get a job. So I started applying, and I knew Abuja was not going to be a place because there's no ship, there's no water, there's nothing in Abuja. Yeah, so I started applying for jobs in Lagos. And then I got a freight forwarding job, and then I traveled to Lagos. But unfortunately, the employer tricked me, so I didn't get the job. But still on still, oh, it's going to be story. I said it's based on experience. So still on still, I applied. So I was with a family friend. So that motivation that, I can't stay here doing nothing. So I applied for another job. And then it was still in a logistics or freight forwarding scene, and I was at the time the operations officer at the time. So it didn't go well actually because I had like 3 months salary, and because of that, I angrily left Lagos. So after I came back, while I was in the office, the owner of the company at the time was into so many things, just the way I would think I am at the moment. Yeah, he had a tech team that were building robots, and he also had the freight forwarding stuff. And the office is just one small space. So sometimes those guys they were studying at NIIT in Lagos, so they would come to the office and they were writing codes and all of that. So at my free time in the office, when I do not have delivery, when I'm not in the port, either at the cargo port or at the seaport, I would take my laptop, I'll start, bootstrapping, I don't know if you know HTML, you're bootstrapping HTML, trying to modify codes and try to see how HTML works. So I became interested in technology. So when I came back to Abuja, that was when I started web development. So when I started the web development, I started as a person, yeah, and then it gradually became a small business, not a company actually, it became a small business. So that business, I was now saying, okay, fine, since I also have interest in agriculture, let me also try to put everything together. So after putting all of this stuff, I started now research. I became interested in, this stuff is working for me, right? And I had church members who needed websites, and I was putting up something real quick for them using WordPress. So I became interested. See me with the day I was broke before, something they come. So I let me just continue this stuff. So I continued, and in 2018, I think that's a year after. So that was when I officially said, okay, fine, let me just get into this. So I started the business. I started, here and there, and then I got a team of persons. I even started my team. It was very fun. I put up a job application. When they came, I started begging them, to work together. It's not employment. So one of them left. Our current logo at Jamfor Technologies was actually designed by someone, Austin. He really left. I cannot be doing stuff like this, but I'm still using the logo anyways. So, so he left. So when he left, the other guy is a senior dev at the time. Even now, he's most senior. So it could not as well wait. So all of them, they discarded, and that now became a motivation. And I'm like, okay, how do I now start without having these people as partners, having them as employees? Yeah. So at the time, can't really give full accounts, but I started something. So I got an office space with box office. Most of us, okay, you know, box office. Box office was at Discovery Mall in Usetu. You know, all right. So I was at Usetu at the time. From there, they moved to CBD, which is currently my office, Central Business District. So I was there almost to pay rent. That, you know how expensive they are, box office. I was now paying a shared space. I got one intern who applied. And when he applied, I'm like, somebody see my business, apply for internship. Hey, big boy. So someone applied for internship, and then I accepted the prepared documents. In the process, yeah, I didn't know anything about business, but I started making research. So if you want to accept intern, what do? You need to give them a letter. I went online, search, how do I craft letter? Oh, I need letterheads. I started design. I played with a lot of tools, a whole lot of things. And then finally, I got it right. Yeah, so fast forward to today at Jam4 Technologies, right? I would say for the past 2-3 years, yeah, we've closed, I can say in figures, at least 70,000 in USD, right? And then we also have a total staff strength. We have an office in Lagos and Abuja. Lagos is for logistics. We also have another office here in Abuja for logistics, and then technologies office, and then a total staff strength of 23 staffs, and then in-house we have about 9 corp members, and then we have 3 interns. So it's a big workspace, yeah. And all of this will not be possible if there's no atom of discipline from the roots. So I'll go quickly into this. My slide, please. Okay, so while I'm giving that, yeah, so before my slide comes up, that's for Jam4 Technologies. Then for Jam4 Logistics, yeah, we're currently building a logistics system, right? That is the slide coming up. No, this is not my slide. Okay, good. So can we start from the, so I don't get confused. Okay, all right, next. Okay, so I've given the introduction, yeah, so let's go to the next. So before we dive into the house, because I believe we want to know, okay, fine, enough of the talk, let's get sharp, let's get into the business. I can now start my own business. But before then, let's look at the 2 types of people we have. We would all agree that everyone is not the same, yeah? Everyone seated here, we don't have equal opportunities. We need to tell ourselves the truth. So let's look at the 2 people. Next slide, please. So we have people who are born into wealth, and then some other persons who are between the low income and average, settings. So if you're born into wealth, right, you know that your advantage is different, and the way you approach the business world would be different, because you're coming in a grand style. But this guy, no, I'm still on that slide. But this guy here, right, is coming in from a place of either zero resource or low resource. Yeah. So if you're this guy here, these are the things I recommend that you do. Then if you are this guy here, these are the things I recommend you do. Right? I'll break them down now. So do we have anybody in this category here? Don't worry, Nigeria is not safe. Don't worry. Okay, so all right. So if you're in this category, right, I summarized everything to be 3 points, and then I didn't give a final, action word, right? So first off, you need to leverage. If you're born into wealth, it means your parents may have done some underground work for you. So you are coming into something that already set. You know, when I say you don't set, that's what it is. So now you need to leverage the network of your parents or your family or whatever it is. And some of the top billionaires as of today, they leveraged this. Yeah. So you leverage your network and mentors early. In as much as your dad, your connections and all of that, and the money is there, you also need to get mentors who would guide you to do something, guide you on the right path. Sometimes having the money doesn't really equal success. So sometimes you may have the money, you will still fail big time. So you need to learn this. Now, you're coming in, like I said, you're not coming from a place, you in resource. So you have to hire people. So at this point, you're starting up with like me, that I'm begging people, someone join, let's do this thing. So you already have money to hire people, at least a capital to start with. So have at least your 3 to 6 months salaries for your staff one side, so that when you start, paying won't really be a bottleneck. And then number 3, invest in branding from day one. So what is branding sometimes? So branding, when we talk about branding, sometimes we look at, hey, it is graphics, it is this, but no, even the name you use, what you identified as is your brand identity, right? So even your tagline is also your brand identity. Every one of us, I believe, if I say everywhere you go, we can identify it with a brand, correct? Which brand? MTN, right? So that is branding. So from start, invest in your identity, your brand. And then the only risk that you would face or you should try to avoid in this particular stage is self-satisfaction. I have the money now, let me just relax. That alone would slow you down. So take it very seriously. Then if you're from this background, you do not have more money, you don't have enough resource, you should first off understand that people around you, this one is not now your family. Everybody that knows you, that is connected to you, right? They are your market. So whatever you're building, you should start from people that are around you. And then next, try to bootstrap. I'm a big advocate for this, bootstrapping. Yeah, bootstrap. You know why? Sometimes people are building business these days with investors. You see someone is building one business, I'm looking for investors. Calm down. Bootstrap. What I mean is, try to grow it organically. Like, don't start looking for people to come in. When investors come in very early, they will frustrate you a lot. And I mean, I can't even go into details. So avoid having to build your business with the expectations that I'm looking for investors will come. Let it grow to the level where you can tell people, no, I'm not selling now. When I want to sell, I'll let you know. And that time, they're already anticipating you to sell. You understand? So get to that point. And then number 3, you need to create awareness for yourself. Awareness is what will bring the money. So when you get to that phase, you have to first off create a strong social media presence, or an online presence, or a digital presence per se. So in this case, social media is your free billboard. Now your advantage here, you have 2 advantages. The first advantage is hunger. And then the second one is resilience, right? The fact that you know that, I don't have enough with me, yeah? So I need to work, I need to put something, I need to put in the energy without giving up. Resilience, without giving up. That is the advantage you have. But someone with money, at least, if the business no work now, some money is there somewhere for me to to take advantage of. So take note of this, see where you fall into, and try to adjust. And then next, we'll dive into the main thing. Next slide, please. Okay, so the very first thing, we will go into the structure. You do this, you do this, you do this. But like I said, before we dive into the hours, now, this particular thing is where most people fail, right? First off, you have to be shameless and persistent with whatever you want to get into, right? Now, most people are scared or are avoiding rejection. Like most people, they are like scared of rejection. So you hear someone is rejected or whatever, you tender to someone, they're like, I don't like this particular thing. It shouldn't be an avenue to give up. I've been in a space, a high profile space, and I was proud. This was even 2 years ago. And then someone told me, your logo looks like cartoon. Hi, my logo, something I've been carrying for years. So that alone, when I went back, I'm like, is this thing actually true? I started looking at it from his own perspective, and truly I discovered, it's looking like cartoon. We had to redesign it again after doing several research, And coming, we had to start looking at top brands group. Okay, so what can you identify Jamford with? That when you see Jamford Logistics, when you see Jamford Technology, when you see Jamford this, you can identify them with one particular thing. We had to come up with that identity. And if you go to our group website now, you would notice the pattern. So let me not give a description. All right. So next, every successful entrepreneur has a long list of no's behind them. I can tell you how many times I've gone to submit proposals and they tell me that, you are too young, you cannot do anything. In fact, I've even been in a space that it's a very big hospital. If I mentioned it, I don't want to mention the name, but I went there to submit proposal. I guess the reason why I was rejected was because I didn't have a car at that time. They didn't give me the contract. Please, no, it's okay. No, I'm serious. I went there, they were the one that called me. I gave them bill. My bill was within their budget, but they did not call me. Rather, I gave it to someone that even billed them higher. And I understood why. Because the moment I came out from their office, I did not book boats because their office is around Central Business District. So I said, let me just walk to the junction. Let me walk to the junction and enter along. It's not my office. My office is my office now. But that was close time. Their staff was passed. I guess the guy saw me, so they have to call themselves. We cannot give this guy 5 million when he's trekking like this. We carry our money and run. So I knew that. So I started polishing myself. Right? I started taking corrections. So at that point in time, that no would have actually, well, it broke me down, but at least I saw it as a lesson to learn from. So you will get a lot of no's when you start. And then number two, the market reward consistency, right? There's no brand. Just I think 2 weeks ago, Money Point was everywhere. People were cussing but that's just the truth. Yeah, Money Point started somewhere, and where they are today is the result of consistency, right? So I will have that. We can't expand more on this now. So develop a thick skin early. So don't be that kind of person that business people, they are not emotional though. That's the truth. You cannot do business when you're emotional. So you have to develop that thick skin of you say no is no. Else you bring your friend because you know your friend to your business and it will break it down for you. So you should be able to know when this person, you don't do overstay up, come they go. So you tell them no. So we can't even explain this more. Just develop this skin. Next. Let's move next because of time. I think I should have less than 5 minutes now. So next thing is think big and start real, right? Now, some people I've not started business because I want the business make it there. You're not gonna understand. Now, I'll give you a practical example. Currently in Jamfort Logistics, we're building something, and that is we're building a comprehensive logistics operating system, right? Now, the operating system cuts across line haul and last mile, if you understand logistics properly. So it means that with our technology, we can move anything from anywhere till it gets to the final consumer, well tracked with clear insights. So if I develop this now, right, I could go straight to Temu or AliExpress and tell them I have a comprehensive system, right? So you can now send items to me and I get it to the final consumer anywhere it is in Nigeria. And that's the ecosystem we'll be building, right? So, and notice we have a lot of logistics system, a lot of logistic companies, but they do the traditional logistics. So they call them, they go and pick at most, they have a mobile app or a website. But how about consideration for e-commerce platforms that are coming up that needs to integrate logistics system into their platform? And that's what we've done in Jamford Logistics. So we have a logistics API that can be built into any e-commerce platform. And from the moment your customer places an order in your platform, we get a copy of that order, including the delivery details, and we go to pick and deliver the item. And aside that, we've also built a mobile app, which I'll share with us later on. So in as much as I have that big idea, we started somewhere. We started with local dispatch deliveries, right? I started with 2 bikes. We owned the 2 bikes, brand new bikes. I got it. Let's start with this one. And then gradually, we launched our office in Lagos. And then gradually, we're building our operating system. And then gradually, if we're big tomorrow now, it's be like, this guy, don't worry, Papa been get money. Well, it's a lie. It's not true. So you need to start, in as much as you have the big picture, start real, start where you can start with, and then be focused on that particular big picture that you have in mind. All right. So your first product doesn't need perfection, actually, right? We have a mobile app, GoVelox. You can check it out. It's similar to Bolt, but it's for dispatch. So you can order any dispatch rider in Abuja. We're operational in Abuja and Enugu at the moment. So you can order dispatch rider anywhere and they come pick the package and deliver it. When we started our platform, a ninth to our launch, that was in September last year. A day to our launch, my DevOps engineer, I don't know what he did, but our cloud infrastructure went scattered. So you had to start reconfiguring everything over the ninth. So that's to tell you that we had lot of loopholes. Even at the time, you see that someone is trying to log in and then something is happening, something, a lot of issues. It wasn't really a perfect product. But after that moment, we always go to our drawing board. Even while we're seated just right at the back just now, I and my team were just showing them a lot of complaints we were having on Bolt. And like, this is a gap actually. So if Bolt is like this, then we need to do better than Bolt. You see? So you mustn't really start with something that is perfect. Just start and keep improving it. Though you disappoint a lot of people along the way, but don't worry. So avoid planning paralysis. What it is. So this is where you overplan. You know when they say you go over spice soup, you want to make it sweet, but you overspiced it. So when you do excessive planning, something happens, yeah? It delays execution. So avoid doing excessive plan without breaking into units, breaking executable stuff into units. So I want to do this, break it down into daily tasks, right? The way I am now, from now till Friday, I already have on my reminder, if you use an iPhone, you can set a reminder. There's a reminder application, default. You can set what you want to do with date and time, and it keeps you reminded of what you want to do. So from now till Friday, I already have things I want to do, meetings I want to do, this. So my day or my days are already calculated for me. So no spillover, no unnecessary stuff can come in. So you see, so when you plan, also look for a way to make it possible to execute. Then start small and scale. Then next slide, please. I think I should have like 3 minutes now, 2 minutes. Okay. So this is where it becomes interesting, right? So you're starting the business, you already have the ideas, you already know what you want to do. You need to know the law. Know the law. So you want to get into business, you need to first thing first, do your proper research. How can you get your business registered? Most people sell wig online. Most people sell so many things online, sell a lot of stuff. But is it registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission? Now, if it's registered, with the goal you are looking to achieve, the category you registered the business as, does it match your future expectation for that business? If you're looking at something that is going to have a prospect, then you're looking at registering a company. And when you're registering a company, that means you're going as a private company limited by shares, right? That's a limited liability company. So if you're doing that, then you should know what would be in my MEMAT, what am I restricted to, what category am I registering under? So you need to do this proper research and get your business first before you start claiming the name. Register it with CAC first, Corporate Affairs Commission, and thank God for the Corporate and Allied Matter Act of 2020. That means only you can be the director and shareholder of the business. So you don't need anybody to go and start holding you as shareholder or director, right? So only you can be the shareholder and director of that business. So once you're able to register your business with CAC, the next thing you want to do is know the regulators that are in the industry you want to play in. So if you're playing in a particular industry, right, you need to know who are the people regulating this industry. Do I need to get any license? Do I need to do anything? So that you don't start operations or you don't invest your whole money into it. And then at the end of the day, they come after you and then probably arrest you or shut down your business. So you need to be at the right side of the law. And then ignorance of the law is expensive, so don't fall victim. Then compliance helps with partnership. So when you are compliant, people will want to partner with you. There's a reason, because most of the people who come to partner with us, one of the first things they'll want to ask is, can you send your CAC document? Now imagine that we don't have, or we're a growing business and we don't have CAC document, what happens? They will think, we are not serious. So getting compliant, being compliant with both the regulators and the Corporate Affairs Commission makes you to be partnership ready and to be ready for growth. Then the next slide. So once your business is registered, the next step you want to do is create visibility for yourself. And here are the 4 recommendations. First thing you need to do, claim your business, your Google business profile. This one, if you are in, I want to believe everyone here is there for. So if you're in DR4, you don't know how to create Google business profile. Mr. Bride, should start all over again. You need to first list your business with Google, right? Google My Business. And then your business, so that when someone search your business in Google search, it should not bring some random, some Chinese. I mean, see when they search something and they start bringing Chinese text, that's because they are not seeing you anywhere on the internet, right? So next thing, focus on social media platforms, right? And then next, list your business on directories. We preach more of Google and social media without paying more focus on this particular one. And this is what even brings more customer than the Google search. Yeah. So business directories, take for instance, in the tech space, where Jump4 Technologies operates, there's a global directory known as Tech Behemoth. Now on Tech Behemoth, you see all the software companies in Abuja. And if you go and search for tech Abuja, this Tech Behemoth come up first. So if I'm going into tech, I want to be sure that my business is listed as part of the businesses offering that service in Tech Behemoth. So first thing first, on this, the call to action to this, understand the industry you're playing in, and then search it online. Those directories that comes up first, register your business in them. So that when people go online to search for, let's say, shoemaker in Abuja, your business would also come out as part of the list. And then lastly, embody your business. This, we can link it up with the first one, shameless persistence. So when you see me, I don't know if you know this trend. If you see me, you see the business. When you see the business, you see me. So embody the business, and when they see you, the business should be seen. Do you understand? So when they see you, they already know this is what this guy do. So that is that for that. I think this is the last slide. Let's go to the next. Okay, so the very last thing here today is practice financial discipline. When money starts coming in, now at this point, you've registered your business, you've done adverts, you've listed it, and people have started calling you. Money starts coming in. You don't carry your personal money and be spending, or you carry your personal accounts. When they say, send me your business account number, you send your personal account, and then within 24 hours, we can't trace where that money went to, right? That should not be found in you. So open a separate business account. You can easily do that with money points if you're just starting, and then reinvest part of your of your profits. So as any money that comes, have a ratio. This percentage goes for savings. This particular one goes for daily operations, and then this particular percentage goes here. So you know how much you're entitled to spend. And as a business owner as well, you need to pay yourself. So you don't say all the business money is my money. Anytime I can just turn and remove anything. So you need to define how much you're going to pay yourself. So place yourself on salary. You can say every month my salary is 50,000. So when you make all the money you are making for the month, you remove 50,000 for yourself and pay yourself. Then if afterwards, after some time, you want to reward yourself more, you know you've grown, then you can increase your own salary the same way you pay your staffs. And then build emergency reserve. There should be an account that almost something just come up now. I should be able to pick from there to clear that. And then last slide, number 6. So for quick reference, what have we discussed today? What we've discussed today: be shameless and persistent, think big, start real, know the law, position yourself to be found, and then be financially disciplined. So these are the key points. Thank you. But before that, I also took some notes based on inspiration I was seated after I submitted the slide. So just a minute, please. So I have some things noted down. You can note it. So if you will lead a big team in the future, you would know early. Because right from that 2017, I knew that it's group that I'm going for. And I started pursuing it. So if you will lead a big team, from the very, very start, you would know, you will feel it. So follow that instinct and try to do it properly. So follow excellence and don't give room for mediocrity. Very important. like my developers, okay, 2 of my team are here. We cannot say we want to do something and then one bug shop and then you say, that's by the side. It's not by the side. Any little thing that is seen that alters that thing from being excellent, we are rejecting it. So follow excellence, don't give room for mediocrity. This should be your principle, even in business, right? So someone cannot pay for business and then for something, let's say a service, and then you're delivering something that is not up to standard, and then you're expecting them to take it. No. So start your entrepreneurship journey with what you studied and what you're comfortable with. I will tell you this. You left school. Yes, you studied this particular course. What can you do in that particular course that is business-like? I studied transport logistics management from the Nigerian Maritime University. When I came out, I'm building a logistics system, a logistic ecosystem. You can see it's still in line. The experience and what I've gathered in school, I can implement it in the place of business. Now you can see. Then you can still be an entrepreneur and still be working for someone. That is if you're starting. So don't say, I want to go into business. Any job ad you see, just flip it. I'm not interested in business. No, you can still be working with someone and still, that 2017, those 2017, 2018, 2019 I told you about, I was working with people. At the time, I worked with one of the biggest confectionery firm in Abuja, yeah? If you know them, if I mention the name, you know them, right? I was the IT guy there, and I worked with them for over 1 year before I left. So next, build a culture for your business that's the moment you start scaling. So when you start scaling and you have at least 1 staff, you need to set structures and standards. So if I'm not around, what are the lay down procedures? Will everyone just be doing their own thing, right? So set those standards early so that people don't start jamming their head in your workplace. And then lastly, identify the spice in your business and amplify it. Now, I told you how we identified what's happening in the logistics space, and we decided to build a logistic API for e-commerce platform. Now, from that alone, we already have like 3 e-commerce platforms that are leveraging our logistics API. And what we are trying to do more is even expand our fleets. So you see, so identify that spice in that business and try to adopt it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Let's try this together.
Okay.
All right, so we still have time for questions for
That's okay. That means you know Moses.
All right, Corpers win. This is the last day somebody's going to call you that one. Do you know that? Hey. Well, you might not appreciate people calling you Kofa, but once you remove that jacket, you realize you are missing something. But congratulations. No, I'm serious. Congratulate yourself. Ma? Oh, yes. I'm telling you, when you leave this khaki, you will appreciate it. I'm telling you. So we're going to do something. Just grab the person sitting next to you. Say congratulations. I'm serious. You guys don't appreciate what I'm saying. Please zoom the microphone to them. Zoom the camera to them. Congratulations. You came, you saw, you conquer. Not be joko. You see, I know what I'm saying, right? And I'm not going to, can we put hands together for all the trainers, everything, And more importantly, can we also put hands together for our schedule officer? Do we not love her? Oh, put hands together for her. Mama, I like that. Fantastic. I'm so excited that we're here today. And the reason for that is I told my team before now, I used to always want to meet core members, come to your CDS. But over time, because I'm always in Abuja and Lagos, the people in Port Harcourt, they rioted. The people in Kano, they protested that we abandoned them. How come you are going to only Lagos and Abuja? So because of that, I make it like a policy that I will keep away from Abuja. I'll keep away from Lagos. Only those that come around in the office. are the one that I get. So those of you who are joining virtually in other states, I've kept my word. All right. And so when they told me that you guys are partners, I say, I beg, can you give me the great honor of just meeting these guys? And that's the reason why we're here today. Once again, put your hands together for yourself. Yeah, I'm not going to take so much of your time, but many of you here have never met you before in my life. And that's strange because people don't appreciate the value of meeting somebody for the first time. For some of you, you have sat down with some of your other colleagues. They look like just ordinary bloody copper. But sitting next to you, actually, might be someone you will need in the next 2-3 years. Don't look down on them. Say, this guy, I know him. This guy, which one? This guy with the fat, when we did CDS. This guy will be Otondo. I'm not going to need this one. But I want to encourage you. Even some of the most troublesome people in the CDS that you always look down on, be careful. Right? So if you're not going to disrupt the chair, I want all of us to stand up. Just stand up. Thank you. Stand up, everybody. 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 Just find only one person. Either you turn or you somebody by your side. Only one person. Hold their hands. Only one person. Just only one person. Only one person. Turn and look at the person. Not find one person, oh, bro. You never. And if you're a guy, you are grabbing a lady, don't grab too much. I'm serious. Everybody, find one person. Find one person. This guy, he had to travel to Sokoto from Nigeria before he can find one person. Find one person. Okay. Okay. Are we done that? I want you to say, just say these few words after me. Say, hello, my friend, whatever I do. Hello. If you know. It's been a privilege being in the same CDS with you. 1 year or 1 year, 9 months together has not been a joke. I don't know your plan after NYSC. But one thing that I know, you are going to succeed. The way I'm looking at you, you are going somewhere. And the way you are looking at me, I plan to succeed. So in your own interest, you better take my name now. In case you don't know my phone number before, you better collect it now. Because the next time you will see me, you might need to see my PA and get appointed. Shake my hand very well. Shake my hand very well. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Put your hands together for yourself. Excellent. Thank you. You may be seated. You know, I did that one not because, all right, let's keep it out. I want to make it very short. Let's sit down, please. Hello, guys. All right, let's be seated. I deliberately do that because I can guarantee you. Hello, guys. Can we? Hey, bro. I can guarantee you that some of you, after, when is the person out? Some of you will never see yourself again forever. Not because you are going to die. Your ways will not meet at all. Some of you, when there's an opportunity, they ask you, oh, what stream are they? A2, we are meeting at an event. Some people will pick race because their life, they are not proud of what it is. But that's not going to be you. When we're having a reunion, I know do. But that's not going to be you. Because there was a joke someone told me way back about this kind of reunion. People met and they came around, about 5 of them. So the guy, they met the first guy. What do you do? So they gave me the microphone. Oh, they were in secondary school together. So they met, the other one said, oh, I am in UI reading medicine. Okay. The other one say, what are you? Oh, I am in OAU reading computer science. There was this guy, he didn't go to our institution. The guy was like, how go be now? When he gets to say, I'm in never reading meter. You know, say, now, right? Why I always like to share this joke and always challenge you guys is that, yes, service year is over tomorrow, but for many of you, I have a personal concern. There are some that are not ready for service year to end. Some are not prepared. Some don't know what is going to happen after tomorrow. Some, they have not even thought of it. I am personally, hello, on behalf of your parents and everybody that look up to you, I am personally interested and I'm personally concerned. Because as a parent, I am, yeah, as somebody who sent anybody to school and they go for NYSC and successfully all of you go back to your home, no accident, no anything, and you show up after your khaki alawi, the next thing most of your parents and your relations are expecting is that you shall do what? Drop something. And if you don't know what to do and how to actually be able to do that, you know, it begins to become something that could begin to affect you. Don't accept the conversation that, oh, it's a Nigerian thing. Because in between you here, all of you, there are people that are going through the same thing you are going through, they will still get a job. Yes or yes? Yes. As bad as Nigeria is, there will be some of you here that will see AMA in their business. Yes or yes? So it's not about the Nigerian thing. It's about how personally I have positioned myself. And if, no matter where you are, even if you don't know what to do after NYSC, sorry, this is coming rather late. That's why we just said, let's come together. Let's challenge ourselves. I believe personally, because I've been listening, somebody is going to get one insight that can be very, very useful. Right? So please don't joke with your life. What did I say? Don't joke. Please, I'm begging you. So during service year, you have always been sitting down with a guy that distracts you often in class. You understand? Some of them, they already have plans for them. Some of them are Nepo children. You know what a Nepo child is? They have already planned their future. As he's reaching home like this, if it's a woman, they're handing him, or no, I'm not saying, don't let me say that one. If it's a woman, there's already a plan of who to marry that's going to change her life. But you are sitting next to her as a daughter of nobody. You know, Lapo? Nobody, even if they hand you out to somebody, it's going to be liability. So, and you are sitting next to that person who they have already planned their life, and you are allowing the person to distract you. It's not okay, if I can say that. Now, what do we need to do is some of the things they have shared with you today. I personally, as someone who has been doing this thing with NYSC in the last 18 years, meeting core members as they come into NYSC, and I see many of them leave without knowing what to do next. It pained me, and I insist that, look, the reason why we have been in this CDS is so that during your service year, you will have actually structured your life. Some of the guys that work in MindTheGap, yeah, they were all core members like you, but they were so exceptional. I had to ask whoever is coordinating it, this one is not going anywhere. I remember the day I said, both Mercy and Bright, they are not, no matter what they do, we don't have the money there. No matter how much, we must keep them. They were so resourceful, right? But eventually you have missed the opportunity to position yourself as somebody that people can want to hold on to, maybe your PPA in your whatever. I want to beg you in the name of God, from tomorrow when you finish, take your life seriously. What do I say? And one of the things to do by taking your life seriously are some of the things they have shared with you. But if you are still confused, you don't know what to do, please, I'm begging you, don't stay confused. This brother is still confusing that girl again. Bros, is this guy in black? You have confused him for 9 months. I mean, if they look back, you know, say, now how they talk. That's what they do. People, they confuse everything. When you now point to them, say, not be me. You know, from experience, we know them. So please, I'm begging you. And I'm not asking you to raise your hand, but if you are here, you don't know how it's going to be. You don't know what else am I going to do after NYSC? You really are not, you are confused. I just want to encourage you. Hold on to this man called, what's his name? Bright. Hold on, I'm serious. He's going to give you his number. Sheyi, and this one. I'm 3 or 4 of them. I'm going to pull them together to sit down with you. Ask them questions. Let them give you guidelines and follow through with it. We have the 20 checklists that we created. Did you show it? We created a 20 checklist since 2010 for Access Bank. The 20 checklists. We can beat our chest that anyone that follow those checklists, if you don't get if you don't get a job, if you don't get engaged in the next 3 months, come and call us bastard. And the reason for that is that you have the work to do. You have a part to play. If you don't play your part, you can't blame anybody. As terrible as things might seem in Nigeria, every employer is looking for somebody to engage. Most employers. I can say that one for you. For example, in MindTheGap right now, if you are somebody who is very, very good with content creation, our content creator here, she's doing too much. We're already looking for people to join her in doing the work. So it's not like they are lack. How many of you know what's the name of the man? The man that everybody was challenging he said we have over 500 people. People, instead of coming back saying, where is the job? They are busy joining people who are abusing him. So, it's allowed when you are a member, people are allowed to be stupid. No, I'm serious. Because there's still a national allowance. But if after NYSC, you still have to depend on your parent to give you money to buy Pampers. Oh, no, sorry. What's that one that? If you have to still depend as a man on your parent to do some basic thing, let me tell you sincerely, as somebody who loves you, it's a shame. I'm not saying the country is tough, but I'm saying let's organize ourselves. Majority of our parents are looking up to us. You will not be a liability to your parents in Jesus' name. So I'm begging you, not because I have anything to gain, because this is the work I have signed up to do since I left my employment, to say, let's help Nigerian youth to be employable. Because in the beginning of my career, man, what led us to here? People used to say Nigerians are not employable. Nigerians are not employable. And I knew what they were saying about those Nigerian youth was my life before I got my first job in 2001. I didn't have the qualification they were looking for. I didn't go to school. But I knew I had something that was useful for me, and I used it. So whatever you have, whether you can talk, like they told us about nature and nurture, go back. What's that unique thing that you can do? What's that extra thing you can do? Somebody see distracting somebody here. Look, they have distracted you for 10 months. Those last 2 bros. I just want to beg you. It's not because we release you to have cake and we're going to eat snacks and all those things soon. But this is my last. We are releasing you soon. This is my final opportunity to just appeal to you. Please take your life seriously. And hold on to somebody around you that you know in the CDS that you think might be useful to your future. Hold on to them. Say, you and me, if you succeed and I don't make it, you know you'll succeed. Yes, that's what happened to me way back. Way back, I served, I know, I served the best states in Nigeria. You know now? You don't know? I served in the best state. Anybody can guess? Borno, Okuse, Kaduna, Nas, I served in Zamfara State. It was the best place to serve. You know why? I met the right kind of people there. I met people that till tomorrow we are still partners. So maybe you have met people here who are important for your future, but you have not taken them seriously. I'm begging you. Find 2, 3 people that you can identify as what we call friends of destiny. Don't let this NYSC just pass you by. One of the things NYSC is giving to you, opportunity to connect with people. If you are going to be the one to reach out to them and say, I've been looking at you, you look like you are going somewhere. We'll go together. Say, I'm serious. If you are a guy, if a babe comes to you, not say he like you, he just thinks that you get something for her. Say, may we go. And if go reach, may we go too. We can go together. But I'm challenging you. Critical things are important for you to make it. Number 1 is, what can you do? Hello? Just 2, 3 more minutes. This bros. That bros, come. Let me call that guy. No, that one. Come. Come. He's an Apple guy. Okay. How are you? What's your name?
My name is Yulan Kaspar.
Hello, your name is what?
My name is Yulan Kaspar.
Yulan Kaspar. What did you study in school?
I studied microbiology.
Where was your PPA?
Digital Bridge Institute.
Are they retaining you or you are retaining them?
They are not retaining me.
Are you retaining them?
I got an opportunity there
Mm-hmm.
to learn AI and machine learning,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will retain me after the course.
Okay, so you have a plan.
Yes.
But that guy doesn't have a plan.
Because he has a business.
Why you sent to distract him?
No, we are discussing the same thing. We are teaching.
So you can see people have plans. Is it distracting you? It's just advising you. You are just talking. In the middle of another talk, you are making plans. All right, thank you. Put them together for him. But don't disturb my class again. So I just want to beg you, please don't let anybody distract you. If somebody, like they said, they are not discussing with you how you are going to make it, don't listen to them. The arsenal you want to discuss when they are teaching us, people are going to be sharing money. And you are want to discuss, that social media, no, it's not bringing money to my... So I want to beg you, if you leave me with the microphone, because of my heart for you, I will always have more things to say. But I want to encourage you, and this is the final thing, if you need help in terms of your future, what's your phone number? Come here. Come here. HR, you have his number. No, it's HR. HR, come. We have given him a task now. This HR. I will give you now. Come here.
I'll give him my email, sir.
When I know him before, he was a slim guy. But now, you think say APC not do well? This guy cannot say that one. He can't say that one. Guy, I know he's also plenty that time. But now the guy is looking. So what are we going to do? There are some here, about 70%, that really need help. Like weekly guide on beyond just all the 20 with the speak here. Real issue. What are we going to do about it?
So we'll create a community.
You create a community to engage.
Yes.
And I'll be in that community to see how engagement is going on.
Sure.
Shikena. Cool? All right, thank you very much. Sheyi, you're joining them now. I want to find 3 to 4 or 5 of my best guys to be in that community so that you ask your question and they must guide you. Sheyi is a lawyer, very brilliant, to first class law school. Doing, right, there are two other, there is, what's the one in Asaba? Josephine. There is the other madam, where they be lecturer before. Ramat. About 5 of them will put them in that group they are going to create. And please ask them questions about how to succeed. If they don't answer you, I'll give you. He's a big man, he doesn't want to share his number. Me, I will share my number. I see. You see, and you know why this is important? And I'll tell him, when I used to work as an HR person, I used to hear that Nigerian youths are not employable. It wasn't a big deal because I was already employed. But one day, that led to Mind the Gap. An armed robber knocked on my door on the bridge of UBA, on the bridge. Give me your phone. He wanted to collect all our phone, of course. We have to give him a phone. Why are you? And I said, why are you doing this? I'm a graduate too. Of course, that guy, let me tell you, true story, he gave us our phone back in that traffic and said, whatever, I don't know, I don't want to add spirituality to it. But because I engage him in traffic, so, I do a program like this, why don't you be a part of it? So he is going to get involved. He's going to get all these other smart guys, all these other fellow HR people to ensure that's a responsibility. I'm setting him up. He didn't know. He thought he was only come to speak. And we're going to bring guys to just help you and all the other. So on this note, I want to say thank you very much. I don't have any other thing to say. I want to wish you all the best. And I trust that when we see you in the next 3, 6 months, 1 year, you'll be bold to want to meet your friends. You'll not. All right. So, Bright, I think I'm done. Thank you very much. But the final thing I want to do, they are not ready for it, but I just want to do something to demonstrate it. I've said to my team that all these ESCOs who have been very, 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 very useful. You know, somebody in my office wanted to do something the other day. I had to tell her, you can't do this thing because you are not tuned when you are a copper. And the person didn't find it funny. Till tomorrow, right? We are supposed to give from today an award, a plaque, and a letter of commendation to our ESCOs, but they are not ready. But I'll use something symbolic to invite our president and all the ESCOs. If you are a president or ESCO, can you come out? President or an ESCO? Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. President and ESCO, keep clapping, keep clapping. Where are the other members of the ESCO? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If for any reason, any one of you don't know what to do from next week, you can resume in MindTheGap as an intern. In case anyone, and I'm saying it, record it and give it to HR. Maiwa, in case any one of them wants to work in MindTheGap, immediate employment. Thank you. All right. So let me use this. Can I have this? Okay. All right. Here is a plaque. It's meant for somebody else. It's not your own. But it's symbolic. And between today, when is the time? When can I get their own? By tomorrow, they will have your own. That's going to have your name on it in recognition of your contribution, right? As to the CDS. And there's also going to be a letter that a certificate that you can have to your CV. Yes. And beyond that is, I am personally, and I'm saying it in the public, I'm personally committed to your career. Whatever you want to do, we are going to put Shokoto. No, not Shokoto. We are going to work it out together for your contribution. Can we just come, just as a matter of, President first? Where is our mama? Mama, please come and join us. We can't show this. Oh yeah, let's be honest. On behalf of this batch 80, they want to thank you for your service, for running around for all of us, for coming to MindTheGap to come and carry speaker. That was the first day I met her. Speaker, one like this, one like that. I'm like, who is sending a lady to come and become president? Thank you so much. On behalf of the Honorable Minister that I work with, and I think that's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to get you guys to actually add a visit to the Honorable Minister. To go and receive ministerial handshake for your commitment as a leader. So thank you very much. If you don't see their picture with the minister on social media very soon, just know I'm a scam. But we are going to make it happen. All right? Thank you. Have you taken it? Thank you. All right. The other person. You are the only man among these ladies. Hardworking. All right. Excellent. Next. And we're going to do this for all the ESCOs across the country. Give them a plaque and ensure we're interested in their career. Thank you. Finally, one of the things you need to do is when you have an opportunity, don't miss it. Thank you. All right. Oh yeah, the 4 of you, come and sit with us. Okay. Can we clap for you? Can we put our hands together for them? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Like I said to you, in case you need to resume somewhere next week, Monday, resume in MindTheGap. All right? And you have somewhere to work. On this note, Maya, let me release back to you. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless you.
Thank you very much. What a wonderful thing. you know you enjoyed yourself today, just say hi. If you know you are going to go back to your house and nurture yourself, say hi. If you know you are going to leave this place, but all right, thank you very much, everyone. Let's jam those hands again. So we are coming to the end of this session. So before we wrap up this session, we'll still jam our hands for our wonderful schedule officer, Mrs. Aisha Telton. Let's jam our hands as we welcome our schedule officer to give us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Corpers, we oh. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? How is the excitement? Looking forward to tomorrow. Well, we're so happy to have you here, and it's actually been a wonderful time with you. I know we've had it rough, we had it sweet, right? Aha. Maybe some of you dreamt of me, sir. Yes, but it's part of it. Sometimes we have to be hard. Some days we will laugh, and some days we'll tell you no outrightly. But all this is an attempt to make sure that you come out the way we want you to be. At least when you leave this place, you will remember a lot of things that you have learned. And you also remember that some people were actually concerned about you. So I'm happy for each one of you. And I'm glad that tomorrow you're going to be putting down your khaki and starting all over. And want to use this medium to really thank MindTheGap, Mr. Tayo. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. We're not expecting the last aspect of it. We're so happy. I'm glad. At least this will be a kind of a motivator. For some of you that will call you, come out for positions. You say, I don't want you hiding. See what it bought them. But anyway, even in the near future, we know you still have responsibilities that will be attached to you. Don't be afraid. It's not easy for anyone. There's nothing in life that comes easy. Sincerely, even if you were born with a silver spoon, somehow you have to struggle through one thing or the other. But when you make up your mind that you can go through it, you make up your mind that you can do it. When you make up your mind that you are called to it, I tell you, the sky is your limit. So please, as you go out, ensure that you just don't sit down. Just make sure that you find something doing. We have given you all that you actually need, and he has already told you what it takes. And you have the opportunity to even come back and seek for ways to make it in case you are not so sure. So what else? What else do you need? Nothing. You have it all. So we are looking forward to hearing stories about you. One day when we sit here, we're looking forward to hearing success stories like we heard from those that have gone ahead of you. The last guy that spoke was our which hackathon lead. Yes, he was. And look at him. Look at what he's standing for now. I mean, it gives us joy. That's the joy of us that put you through. It gives us joy when we see you out there doing great things, you know? We just remember some time ago I was in my estate and I was passing. Somebody just said, "Good afternoon, ma." I said, "Good afternoon." How I say, "Ma, I was in your CDS." I said, "Wow." I feel so happy. Even if I was hard on that person, it gives me joy that you acknowledge me as your CDS officer before. It means something. I must have touched something in your life. And that is what is important. So please, when you go out, don't remember all of these things we have told you. Put them into practice. And we're always praying for you. I know God will see all of you too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Bright, Mr. Should I throw the question? Should I throw the question? All right, I will not throw it. We'll talk personally. So thank you so much for all the effort. They've been wonderful, sir. Thank you so much. You have wonderful people. Thank you so much. Ferdinand, God bless you. I told them I started with him. He was the one that handed over. And when he came, I didn't even know he was a core member. Bright just said, "Madam, he will put you through whatever he needs." And honestly, before I asked a question, he was already answering it. I said, "Wow, these ones were really trained." So that's what you stand to benefit when you go through a group like this. So encourage others that are coming in and those that are left behind. Please keep encouraging them. Thank you so much. God bless you.
And then before Madam goes, and I think on behalf of all of you, I will not display it. MindTheGap also, we have something for you. Yes. Yes. For the great work you are doing. Because if you don't celebrate those who are part of your life, I met Mr. Hilary Nasamu during my service here in 1999, and he encouraged me not to leave Zamfara State. So somebody are saying I'm too old. He encouraged me not to lose Zamfara State, and I was forever grateful
Wow.
for that advice. Thank you very much for
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Can we dance together one more time for her? The very strong, they are giving your life. We are going to do the national anthem, the closing remarks. They are going to dance for. They are going to play music, but I must dance. It's not a party clearance. If you don't dance, they are not connected.
No final clearance.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for wonderful. Please and amazing session. To be very honest, right? I myself, I know I learned some things, and I believe even from the onset, where we all met in Gowon, that the one thing that is making something big today, right? When we are working towards February, was that? That happened in February. Valentine's Day, right? Where we had the tech program and work out making some of the practice that see and how to produce the product. And that's how we also want to see everyone on board, the next 2 months, 1 year, right? And job opportunities, so on this note,
thank you.
We are hoping to end of this wonderful session. I want to say a very big thank you for the organizers, MindTheGap. Very big thank you to the state. And very big thank you to everyone here. And also those that are watching us live on YouTube. A very big thank you. And also with all the outgoing 2025 and 824 members, the wonderful we did 2 months of mine. And this session that we have had, we are going to be able to work on this so that you can make the most of your post NYSC. Thank you very much, guys.